Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ceres podcast. I'm your host, Stelios. Today, I'm joined by Anthony Akathiotis from Merchants Fish Bar in Bewdley and Hales Owen. This is a long conversation, but it flows really naturally. We didn't even have a script, and sometimes those make for the best conversations, but I'll let you decide. Before we dive in, a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Ceres P1 Chip Preparation Formula. If you want to keep your chips crisp, fresh, and your frying oil in tip-top shape, this is the product you need in your life. It's made in the UK, delivers great results and great value. Get yours today at www.ceres.shop with free next day delivery across mainland UK. If you want to take the guesswork out of running your fish and chip shop, check out our Ceres calculators. From profit margins and VAT to energy costs and potato yields, these free tools help you make smarter, data-driven decisions. Don't leave your business to chance. Use them today at www.ceres.shop. Also, have you joined our Ceres WhatsApp announcement group? It's a one-way channel for podcast updates, exclusive offers, and industry news. No spam, just the good stuff. The link is in the show notes, so make sure you check it out. And if you want exclusive insights, special offers, and latest industry news direct to your inbox, join our mailing list at www.ceres.shop. It's the best way to stay ahead in business. All right, let's get into it. Here's my conversation with Anthony. Anthony, how's it going, mate?
Hi, Stel. How you doing?
Round two?
Round two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Story of my life, yeah.
Yeah. No, for those listening, we are doing this again because we had some technical issues on the last one.
My fault.
No, it wasn't. It just is what it is. It's, I've done podcasts in person where I've gone to London, recorded it in person. This was before COVID. And I get home, you plug it in, you're like, oh, shit, it don't work. Like, at least now we're only just losing time, whereas before you'd lose travel and everything. Like, that was really frustrating. But yeah, I feel really tired today and cold. I don't know. The weather's really. The weather's changed. I don't know. It's like maybe it's my age. I don't know. But I'm sitting here. I've got the heating on behind me. And I've got a blanket over my legs.
You look comfortable.
I do look comfortable. Yeah, that's true. But I was at the warehouse at 5:10 this morning, and I got a computer there and I just sit there and I do some work and I'm building a new calculator and it messes with your head because you've got to figure out all the algorithms and you need it to be quiet. And I just thought, I got 90% of this new one done and it was quiet, which was good. And then everyone started to come in. I just left. I come home and
is that for the thing that you're releasing?
Yeah, for the new calculators that we're doing. Yeah. And so yeah. We got that done, well, 90% of that done, and I've got to test it now. But it just, it's just like you just need peace and quiet. Like
you build them yourself then.
So the algorithm I do, so all the calculations in the back end, so it knows what to do, and then I build like a sample code, and then I send it over to our web developer, and then they do the rest.
It's pretty special.
Yeah, well, it just it's
no, it is. No, it's what we need. It's just not what people think of, and it's ready to hand.
Yeah,
and it works. And if it's used properly,
well, that's the key thing. It's only like these things I say all the time. Yeah, if you feed it shit, you get shit. Like you've got to give it the right information, and you'll get out some good results. And
you're cheating yourself, aren't you? Otherwise,
well, yeah. Someone said to me, "I'm not going to use it because it's going to tell me how bad I am," and I was like, "That's why you should use it. Like that is like you're the target audience." Like, and I don't mean that in a mocking way. We all do it. We all want to hide the bad news from ourselves.
No, you don't. But sometimes you do things, and obviously our jobs sometimes get a bit repetitive, so you just do them. And it's a continuation, and sometimes you'll cut the fish and you won't count your fish count. You just do it without even realising that you're still selling at the same price as what you bought it for 6 months ago. And it works for that reason. I've used it this week, obviously trying different little bits and bobs back in Hales Owen, and it's It surprised me actually.
Mm.
It did. It did.
I think one of the key things as well with the fish one, we just put a fish calculator on there, frozen at sea fish calculator. What you've got to realise is that, well, not you, but everybody listening to this, and I had to realise this as well until someone opened my eyes to it, because I've not cut fish properly for 10 years, since Alex was born, so I've not really done it. But one thing you forget is that the price you pay for fish isn't actually what it costs you, because you've got to take off pin bone. You've got to, if you're skinning it, which most people don't skin fish unless it's smaller fillets, but you're still losing weight, and you've got pin bone loss and you've got water loss.
Of course.
So actually, if it's £10 a kilo when you buy it, it's not really £10 a kilo when you serve it. So yeah, for us, it was factoring all these calculations in, and you got all these multiple calculations. So the algorithm needs to understand all of that. So then it's understanding that when you cut off X amount of fish, what's left. So, and I think that has gone down. It's been well received. I didn't even tell people that I'd gone on, and I started getting messages saying, "Oh, I've been on and I've noticed there's a new calculator." So I think
Is that dependent on the side, like your 1632 or 32? Is it a standard one you've done for it all?
Yeah, we've done a standard one for all fish, all frozen at sea fish, essentially. And water loss is pretty much the same throughout all fillets to some degree. Like there's some people that serve that cut fish semi-frozen, so they'd have less water loss. So we were thinking about putting like an input where you could change the water loss, but I thought that's just going to confuse people.
You're not going to get anywhere off that.
So, but I did then think, what if we built the algorithm that is standard at 5, and then you allow people to change it if they know it? And I just thought, you know what? No, just leave it as it is at 5. And if you think it's lower, then you've got a little bonus built in, But for us,
90% of people wouldn't have thought about water loss.
No, 100%.
Right. The boat, fair enough, the pin bonus, but water loss.
Yeah. But and and also I was at a shop the other day, and we were chatting about how he's cutting his fish, and he's like, I don't measure anything. He goes, I just chop it and I give it. And I was like, so how do you know what your price is? And he goes, I just sort of guess, really. Like, I know how much it's costing me. And I was just like, I don't think I'm willing to take that risk in business. And his argument was to me, well, yeah, but you're selling batter and it's different. I was like, no, but I just don't think I'd want to wing it and be like, I'm guessing what the price is. And I don't know. I just think you've got to know your costs, especially now.
Them times have gone.
Yeah.
Them times have gone.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about it, but our dad's had it different, mate.
Massively.
Yeah.
They used to sell with the bone in, as well.
Yeah.
They did. They just, exactly.
And also my dad was a fresh fish guy or chilled fish guy, and he literally just got a count, and he knew roughly what it was. It's very easy. There was no prepping. He didn't do homemade fish cakes like they do now, but they didn't then. So he knew what a 40 count was off the top of his head. You didn't need to tell him. Well, actually, to be fair, I remember when I first started in the business, a 40 count of 10-ounce haddocks roughly was 40 quid when I first started in the business. You don't need a calculator to tell you what that is. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's £1 a piece. So, but I do think that that is actually, believe it or not, the chilled fish calculator is our most used calculator. But I do think that's also because it's number 1 on the list at the moment. It's right at the top.
Yeah.
So people are curious, they try it. But but I even back then, I remember when I used to talk to the fresh fish guys that used to ring us every day and say, how much fish was. We had a table in front of us. I made a table. My dad used to laugh at me. So what you got a table for? And it would say the price going left to right, and then the price, like a little grid. And my dad's like, I don't need stuff like that. And I was like, well, you're not always here. And and sometimes when you just say, it's only £2 a box different. Well, actually, that's X amount of fillet different. So it all adds up. So
yeah, of course.
I've been a firm believer all the way through running this business, but as I've learned, we've tried to pass that on, and I just really think we need a fundamental grasp of our figures. I've always been really because, and I don't fully disagree with Andrew. If we look at Andrew Crook for a moment, when he says people need to put their price up, I know what he means. I know I wish he would add more context and say, you need to know your figures before you do such a thing. And if you need to put your prices up, put your price up. So I wish he'd add that, because people maybe don't know him as well as I do. But I do think before anybody starts whacking up prices, especially now, because fish is going to get tight, as we're all going to talk about, and we've spoken about plenty. I think you need to know your figures before you start whacking up, but also get the most out of that block. So if you can trim your fish to the perfect size, and I always recommend cut into grams rather than ounces. I think an ounce leaves a lot of leeway. Whereas if you cut your fish to the perfect size, so if you want to be doing 8 ounces, whatever that is in grams, so I should have my calculator open right now, shouldn't I? But I don't. Yeah. So let's say it's 300 grams. Yeah. You get as close as you can, 302, 298, whatever it is. Like, get as close as you can. You give your customer the perfect fillet. Yeah. And then you've got options. You can do fish bites. You can do the homemade fish cakes. You can do Yorkshire fish cakes, whatever. Mix it up. Like, and I always, I remember when I first invented the fish cake mix, like, or invented the recipe, let's say, built the formula. I remember seeing butchers, and butchers do not. And I use this example in intros, and everyone thinks I make it up, but it's true. I see butchers, and they don't just get a fillet steak and say, "Here you go," and then lob it in the bin. The rest of it, and they don't give it the customer for free either. They don't say, "Oh, do you want a little bit on me?" Like, they don't. They don't.
No, of course not. No.
They'll mince it, or it's going to go in pies.
No, it's not. There's no waste, is there? They use it. They use every. Yeah.
But our industry's had lots of waste for a long time. It baffles me. It really does.
Nobody knew what to do with it, and it was a time to do with it as well. And it was laziness, just routine, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe. Like, my dad, I remember when we first started doing homemade fish cakes, he thought we were mental. It's like, like, there's something wrong with you lot. Like, and
I mean, we educated my dad more to that he would. Yeah. But then again, I suppose they didn't waste, though, did they? Because
again, they were fillet. My dad was just getting fillets. Yeah,
that's what it was.
We moved over to frozen at sea, so then we had the bits left, so the trimmings.
Yeah. Off the bottom of the tail end. So, like, what you do with it, and we've done it. I'm sure I've done it in the past as well, where you see this little bit of flap at the bottom. You don't want to serve it to a customer because, again, the value for what you're selling it for isn't for what it doesn't seem value for what they're going to get, and quality as well. So, what do you do with it? Where does it go? It goes in the bin.
Yeah, it is mad. But look, we've got to give people a way to do something with it, and I think that's the key thing. But yeah, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, fish, man. Like, I think you guys are in for a world of pain. I think that.
Massively.
I think.
But it's you say that, but it's how you fish. There's a lot of fish. Yeah, we don't just serve cod and haddock. There's a lot out there. And there's a lot of different things. But our problem is educating, especially in the Midlands. Cod, haddock, that's it. An occasional place. Okay,
that's always been the case.
Yeah. Okay, so hake, we push it. People as well. We've just started doing it, and we're educating educating ourselves as well as trying to educate the customers as well. And it's hard to do, but it's like, again, we're perceived like a value for money as well. Yeah, we are, and people don't see value for money. Fish and chips, let's say our large cod meal, $13.50, fish, chips and a sauce. Yeah, 10 ounce cod, fish, all portioned, everything properly. Is it value for money? Yeah, it is, for what the process goes into it. Everything, but they don't see it, and this is our problem. We haven't educated them like that. They walk in the shop and they see this magic cabinet. And what's in that cabinet appears there like that straight away. They don't see the preparation that goes into it.
I guess it's not like a Chinese takeaway where it's all behind that door, isn't it? Like, exactly. It feels like they're doing something special. Like, that's it's all behind that door. Have you ever been to a Chinese takeaway and been in, and they bring your food out, but they open the door a little bit. They don't open it. They don't open it.
The only takeaway I go to Chinese, you can see the kitchen.
Yeah, we don't have one of those around.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
look, I'm sort of flying blind when I go into it. I'm willing to accept that. I just fancy the MSG hit. Yeah, so I'm going. But I remember years ago when we first started, we made a pallet of batter mix. Well, we had a pallet of batter mix, but they put the wrong raisin agent in. Yeah, and they said to me, "Look, have it, get rid of it." And we didn't charge. They didn't charge for it, so we had like a couple of those. And a friend of mine who was he used to do spuds for my dad, but he also used to like cook in Indian restaurants. So he goes, "Look, we'll just sell it to the Indian restaurants. They'll use it." He goes, "Because they'll use it for naan breads." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we sold it off cheap just to get rid of it. 2 pallets. We got rid of it in about 3 weeks. And but walking in some of those kitchens, eye opener, because you just think, nah, like, I'm not coming back to this one. I'm not.
Exactly.
But no, it does. I do think there is this element of fish and chip shops will probably also always be classed as cheap to the consumer, or at least it should be. But I still think it is. I still think fish and chips is massively great value. I don't care what anybody says. Compared to the Chinese, you're not getting processed meat or processed seafood. It's so, and also like this whole thing where we keep worrying about customers not paying. And I guess they might not. Don't get me wrong. Some will dip out. They'll take a breather and maybe not come in. But at the same time, if we're advertising that it's expensive, we're going to give more people a reason not to come in. So I just think
We're telling them
yeah,
we're telling them it's expensive, and that's
yeah,
the problem. It's again, there's so many options out there. There is, and if used properly, and you give them the option, you can either buy the cod meal for $13.50, you can have the haddock meal for $10.50, or you can have this hake meal, and it's going to cost you $8.50.
yeah.
Yep.
And so a friend of mine, he did hake for a year. He thought he's a haddock shop, and he thought this was when haddock went up a couple of years ago. Went quite a lot. Haddock did, didn't it?
Yeah.
And he thought, you know what, I'll offer hake as an alternative. And he said, look, I gave out loads of samples, loads. And he goes, we spoke about it the other day, and I'm paraphrasing somewhat, but he said, at best, if I kept pushing it, I'd sell 9 fillets a day, compared to his hundreds of haddock, even with the price up. And he said, if I didn't push it, I'd sell 2 or 3 a day. He goes, and this is after giving loads of samples to people saying, oh, what do you think? And they'd be like, oh, it's lovely. And they'd come in, and a week later or two,
haddock, please.
I'll have haddock, please. And he said, but they never call it haddock. They just expect it to be where fish. He is. They expect it. They'll just say fish. Or he said that, they'll just say a supper. I can't remember what he said. He said it specifically.
Yeah, the haddock supper. That's what.
Yeah, and so he said, they know what they want. He goes, they don't want it. And I sort of said, do you think there's an argument where you could just say, this is a fish and chip special, and it changes whether it's hake. You don't have to scream about it unless they ask you. And obviously, if they ask, you tell them. And he said the problem is with that. He goes, Harry Ramsden's years ago did that. They called it Harry Ramsden's special or something. But people just come in, especially in that neck of the woods, and say, I want the usual. And the staff would revert to fish and chips, and fish and chips was the crappy one. And they didn't know it was a different species. They just thought it was crap. So I do think we need to be careful, because I do think consumers like their cod and haddock, and they are willing to pay for it. We see that. But I do think this whole telling the customer before they come through the door, oh, we're more expensive. I think don't do that. Just scare people off.
It is, but it's everywhere though, isn't it? Yeah. It's everywhere. It's people in that industry, high end, are saying this. It's the media's picking up on it as well.
Well, the media love a sad story, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And oddly, they never pick up on Indian restaurants putting up prices. I think they do pick up on McDonald's. They'll pick up on Greg's, but Greg's and McDonald's themselves don't put adverts out saying we're more expensive. Of course, they're not stupid.
I never knew. Like you say, Greg, the sausage roll went up to what, £1.30? Yeah. Look at the uproar.
Yeah. But nobody knew until someone said I remember when. I did the math. I went back and looked at it, and just before COVID, it was 99p for a sausage roll. So, and that's 130. Yeah. And does anybody give a shit? Really, genuinely, I'd be shocked if anybody actually cares until the media made a big deal out of it. You reckon?
Yeah, just because they want to be, or they just It's again.
But if you look at car dealerships, they never say, you don't see an advert from a car dealership saying, "Oh, sorry, that's a bit more expensive now." No, when you go there, they're going to be pitching at you what the cost is today. They're going to be saying, "Oh, it's a great deal, great offer. It's 20% off, whatever, or 15% off, or we'll throw in free aircon or whatever it is." They're not telling you, "Oh, by the way, it's expensive." And look at how car prices have gone.
That's it. So I was thinking this our industry. I don't know who does it, but pitching to the price of today, for example. Yeah, so. Obviously, customers come in, they give you that £8, £9 for their cod meal that they come in for, and they know that. But if cod goes up to a certain amount, should we charge more for it? And when it drops down, do we drop our prices?
Well, for the most part, no one does.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah. But then, obviously, people routine, they know what they're going to come in for. They know the price, because how many people come in with the right change?
I think you're probably doing yourself a to be in support of a fish and chip shop. I would say you're doing yourself a disservice by dropping afterwards. Yeah, I would say. Now, if it was a massive shock to the system, let's say you were paying, I don't know, I'm just going to make a wild guess here. If you're, a hypothetical number, if the fish went from 200 to 250 and then back to 200, would you put your fish price down? Nah, you know what? Other costs come in anyway, so staff wages, especially now. Mm-hmm. But maybe you could do some offers or something, be a bit more lenient with some special offers.
Even with COVID, we had it when they dropped the VAT.
Yeah,
you got your prices now. It's no, because obviously you pay more tax on profit and everything else. Yeah, but I had more people I thought were well, it's dropped now, so why your price is the same price? It's and to be fair, you did question it, thinking, all right, should we drop them a little bit?
Ain't it funny how customers don't understand VAT when it suits them, but understand
that's right. Yeah, you didn't think about that shit.
No, I just thought that as well. See, but I just think, what, at the time I remember COVID McDonald's didn't drop their prices, but they did lots of these like meal deals and like these.
That's
I think Costa Coffee was the only one I know of that did that. I think,
That's
I don't think Starbucks did, but coffee guys have got it easy, mate. Like, like when you look at coffee, we did this calculation once. The most expensive part of a coffee from Starbucks or Costa isn't the beans, and it's not the milk, and it's not the cup. It's VAT. Because, and that's why I genuinely think this is why government and council love them being open, because the amount of VAT that they're collecting and passing on is immense. Like everything's hot drink, so I guess 8 out of 10 is a hot drink. So. And they're bloody expensive. Like I'm a black coffee guy, so you're not going to see me straying too far away from that. But if you're getting one of these, I don't know, frappuccinos with whatever on, you're in for 6-7 quid. Like,
yeah, definitely.
So when you got that baffles you a little bit when people come in the fish and chip shop, I bet, and say, "Oh bloody hell, 7 quid for this," and you're like, "You've just had you've got a liquid drink in your hand." But no, I think that, these are things that are always going to baffle people. I think that, I think consumers are always going to want the best bang for their buck. I think that's their job. But after doing that podcast the other day with Gary Warner, I think fish is probably going to be in tight supply. And I think he's right. What he's saying is don't focus on price, focus on supply. Yeah, because if you can't get what you want, then you're going to have trouble.
Yeah.
And I think another thing I'd probably, give a heads up or a nod to, let's say, Andrew Crooks. I do give him a lot of shit, as you know. Like professionally, I do. Like, I like him personally, but professionally, I think it's my job. But I feel like when he says, "Oh, fish might get to £300 a case," I think what he's talking about is if you're not willing to be flexible and you want 32 plus, skin off, bone out, and you're not willing to try 1632, let's say, because you only want a certain product, then you probably will end up hitting that number. But then if you are also, like, I've talked to Bobby, that Bobby's podcast will be going out over the next day or two. He's saying, look, but prices will go up, but if you're flexible, if you're willing to sort of like trim your fish and do this and do that and go to a 1632 or whatever else is available at the time, you probably will be all right. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. But we've been here before. This is nothing new. Like, it was only 2 years ago, to be fair. I think we know what to expect. And the good thing is it probably allows some fish and chip shops that need to whack up their prices, because like you say, they don't drop them afterwards anyway. So, it probably allows people. But my biggest concern is fish and chips is a volume business. Yeah. And my biggest concern always is if we kill volume, we're in trouble, because we're not Michelin restaurants. You can't just say, well, I'm going to whack my price up and charge more. Yeah, I just don't think you can do that. So
no, I get that.
So, but well, we've done the world to death. So how's things going in Bewdley?
Beauty's good.
Yeah.
Beauty shop. It's all right. It's obviously January comes and you slow it down. It's been all right considering. Obviously, it's stable. We had a few issues in Bewdley with the flood defence and stuff like that, and the bridge being closed, so it's one way over the bridge, and it needs to be done, but it's had a massive effect on the town itself. So we're just trying to get that sorted. It's been I think 2.5 year project. So it's literally one way in the town, over the bridge, up past the bypass. So people have been put off by it.
Yeah.
And the town, even the shopkeepers have said about it all. It's amazing how people avoid.
It is a nice little town. And
it's lovely. It does need it. I mean, it does need it.
A bit of short-term pain for long-term gain.
We hope so. As long as the town survives, then yeah. But then you've got to play it differently. Like we were saying, obviously, the social media thing for us has just gone crazy. It's gone mental. It doesn't seem to be stopping.
I am intrigued by it. I am definitely intrigued by it all. And like I don't really. I told you I've deleted all social media apps off my phone, except for Twitter or X. I love X. Like, that's not going nowhere. That's my outrage. Like, I love get outrage. It's like, my friend always says when I send him like links from Twitter, he's like, "Stop sending me links from Twitter." You get outraged. I'm not. I just find it really funny. Like,
I think I was putting stuff on there the other day, and it was from, what's his name, Prime Minister saying stuff, and I was like, and I couldn't help it. I never do it as well, and I thought, bollocks.
You know who you got to follow on Twitter? Mike Pilley. Follow Mike Pilley on Twitter. Like,
No, he's just goes on about the Villa, and I can't do it. I'm a Birmingham fan. I know what
yeah,
he's
so
like.
he always retweets like really like hard, like heavy right wing stuff. So it makes me laugh. It's like, so I've got me and a friend. You've probably not met him, but Charlie Collins, his name is.
Okay.
He's got a shop in Leicester, and I'll message him and I'll say, "Oh look, Mike Pilly's at it again." He just like retweets all these like things, like, but. Mike Pilly's like, yeah, he's a legend, mate. He was poorly. He was poorly.
Yeah, no, and I spoke to him the other week.
I need to visit him. Really, I do need to visit him.
He's a good guy, Mike.
We want to get him on the podcast, and we want to just have loads of like to be honest, he's been in the industry that long. I want to just break down like one episode like in the 60s, one episode in the 70s.
He would love that.
Yeah,
he would love that. He loves every time. He does.
He'll listen to this, by the way, so I don't feel bad saying it.
No,
but
I think he's
he
great.
He will every now and then with
mirror.
Mate, the mirror. But the fish prices, whenever fish prices go, he sends me a letter that he sent like in 1970 something. He's like, no, Mike, I've seen it. You showed me, and he always laughs. He's like, yeah, I forgot I sent it to you. But like, I remember when we were in Fish and Chips for the year in 2008, maybe 2007, 2008.
Okay.
We just opened this from Bedworth, and it's a bank holiday Monday. And I thought to myself, there's no way he's coming out on a bank holiday Monday.
He came out, didn't he?
Who the fuck is in the queue? Right, that I can see him. Our shops.
I think he did that to me as well.
Yeah,
on a bank
of course
holiday.
he would, because he knows Bewdley bank holiday. You're not going to be ready for it. Yeah, and he just did not care. And I remember that day he came to ours, mate. He was in the queue. He was in the queue at 4:15. Yeah. He didn't leave until I closed the door at 10:50, so like 11 o'clock. Yeah. He had, right, so you talk about the mirror. So give people an example of what we mean by the mirror. So when you see people at checkpoints doing bomb checks, yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the fridge.
Yeah.
Absolutely, underneath the fridge, at the bottom of the fridge, where you don't think to clean. Now, mine are clean, but I think that's the cleanest part of my shop now.
And exactly, because everyone says don't clean there because no one's going to see it. No, Mike Pilly
sees it.
He came with that mirror. He came with a UV torch. Yeah?
I didn't see the UV torch part.
And he came with white gloves. Yeah, so the white gloves check everything. So
his hair, they had no hair.
He had no hair. And to be fair, he's not had hair since the 60s. So I don't know why he needed a hairnet. But again, not a hairnet. It was one of those butcher caps.
That's right, butcher caps.
But no, he's very thorough. And you know, if you've had a Mike Pilly test and you've passed, like, mate,
he used to rip me apart. He did.
Oh, and that's the thing. So a lot of people would say, but if he knows you, he's never going to be fair.
Oh,
no, he's worse for knowing you.
He did our quality awards and stuff like that. Yeah, he ripped me apart and stuff. I was like, but it was probably the mirror test and stuff like this. And but he not rip me. I shouldn't say that, but he was thorough.
No, but he's giving you. He's ripping you in a way because you think you've done everything, but there's stuff you haven't thought of every time. And I remember that bank holiday, we were absolutely random. Bank holidays are always busy in our shops, always, and. Mm-hmm. And I'm annoyed that he's there now. And I'm thinking, don't be annoyed. I've got to carry on doing what I'm doing. I've got to focus on the queue as well. And you can tell he's happy that he caught you off guard as well. Like, he's a bit scheming like that, Mike. He loves the fact that he's caught you off guard. Of course
he does, absolutely.
And so, yeah.
You're not prepared for it. Oh, yeah, it's better than on a Tuesday morning or a Wednesday morning if he comes in. Yeah.
But then,
he used to come in exactly that period, like not like a lunchtime, a tea time.
Yeah, no, it's going to catch you when he knows that. But I've got, he's one guy in the industry that I do have the utmost respect for because he is friendly, but he always sticks to the rules. Like, he was not going to bend the rules because he knows you. And
he's worse.
Like I said, he is worse because he wants to be cleaner than clean. Like, this is the guy I remember. Like, I think back then at that level, you had to get 3,000 points to get past. Oh no, it was a 3,000 point score sheet at that level. Like, I think this was up for the top 20. I think, I'm not sure. He'll correct me, no doubt. But he'd run out of space in the boxes to then put extra space outside the boxes. Like, 3,000 points wasn't enough anyway. And then he's writing notes on the side. I'm like, and you'd say to him, "How did I do, Mike?" And he's like, "I can't tell you." And it just,
I can't tell you. Yeah.
But at least, like, can you just tell me generally?
No,
nothing. And he'd be like, "I'll see you soon." And but no, he's a nice guy. And I've been with him. We've driven to Wales together to go to like Welsh meetings, and he is a font of wisdom. Like, because he's been in the trade for so long, and he's been like obviously involved with NFFF and Seafish and so on. But like when he had that hemorrhage, mate. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I messaged. So do you know Marco and Sons, the accountant? Is it Marco and
Yes.
Co?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marco and
So
Co.
his son,
Yeah.
Marco,
Yeah.
yeah. So I helped him years ago, very little, on a film that he was doing called Papadopoulos and
Yeah.
Sons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, it was honestly, it was a boring job. Like he wanted to pay me for it. I said, please don't. I've sat in a room all day. And at one point, we're doing this thing. They're doing a makeshift fish and chip shop, and like you got some real good actors in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, Stelios, we need Stelios to give us some advice here." So I walk over. They're like, how? I've been there for like 4 hours. I'm just sitting on my laptop outside this shop, like, because I have nothing to do because I get really bored really easily. And they're like, "Oh, we need someone. Where's the expert that shows how to make batter?" I walk in, literally. I picked up the whisk. I was like this, and I was like, "Is that it?" I was like, "Yeah, you just whisk it like you would whisk anything." Like they're like, "Oh, so there's no special way." I was like, "No, unless you're left-handed, unless you're left-handed, do it with the left hand." And they were like, "Okay," and mate, honestly, when they were leaving, all the actors were like, they must have thought like they were either just really nice or they took pity on me. But they were like, "Mate," they were like, "Thanks for showing us that. It was amazing." And I was like, yeah, thanks, mate. And one of them, Robert Delane, he was in like Game of Thrones. Like I watch him now, like he's a big actor, like, you know. Right. And but yeah, so I messaged Marcus. I went off track a little bit, but I messaged Marcus. "Oh, what's going on with Mike Pilley? I've heard he's not well." And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I messaged his son because he's very good friends with Nick Pilley. They went to college or uni together." So then finally, and then I started to get in touch with Nick. But mate, like this guy, like, you know, well done to him. I hope if he's listening to this, and I will call you soon, Mike, I wish you the best of health. But like only he could have a hemorrhage and stroke and come out of it okay.
I said it could have been before Christmas, just after Christmas. I spoke to him then, and he was bored. He was like, "I need to get back into this." And that.
I can't believe he wants to work again. Honestly, like it's madness. He said to me the day, he sent me a message saying, "Colin, can you send me 2 phone numbers?" And I was like, "Mate, come on, just stay home, relax, put your feet up." But he's clearly a highly active person. You can tell, like, because just sitting at home being bored is boring, right? Whatever you say,
especially for someone like him.
Yeah, no.
I think he said they stopped him driving, so I think that was quite a big thing.
But I think he's trying to get that back soon. I think he said.
Of course, he is, obviously.
But you know, like honestly, I have nothing but respect for that guy because, well, why not?
Everybody you speak to, even it was randomly speak to people. And exactly the same thing. That nothing's ever a bad word about him.
Well, I think look, there's going to be some people that dislike him. I'll tell you why. Because
he does his job properly.
Yeah, because he does his job properly. And I think a lot of people that we may know would be like, I'll just bung him £100 and he'll get it done right, or he'll get it done for us, or he'll do it for us. It's like, no, he won't. And then they get annoyed about that because he's like, I'll just charge what I charge. That's my fee. And I'm going to leave you with a list of things to do, and I'll come back. He used to do
all our through Mister the
MC. That was it.
MC. Was all the ministry. Man, it was honestly, my staff would be like, it was like having a GCSE again.
Yeah, no, I still remember some of the courses we did.
Sit them all separately, gap between them, and walk around them. And then, and point to the wrong answer, be like, "Shit, sorry." It's just like
I still remember doing some of the courses with him, and I remember the coursework that we did. Like,
that's right.
And he won't let you off.
He just sent me a whole fucking cardboard box full of stuff to read before. I was like, Jesus. But I've still got them all actually over here.
But you know, it says something about A, the person, and B, the way he teaches.
No, of course.
If you still remember the stuff that he taught you, which was 20 odd years ago, for me anyway.
My staff say about it because obviously when he was ill, we had to go a different process to do it.
Yeah.
He was good at what he did, and he cared as well. That's what I liked about him.
See, and this is why I have these discussions now about the awards, and I say, like, you know, how are we doing it over Zoom and stuff? Because you're not going to see a fraction of what someone like Mike Pilley saw, because you just can't. It's impossible. You know, and honestly, look, the average. I'm not being funny. The average mystery shopper or judge is not going to see what a fraction of what Mike Pilley saw anyway, because
that's experience as well. You can't buy that.
No, and he does actually enjoy it, so that helps, you know. Mm-hmm. But no, I think for me, this is, and I've said this to Andrew, I feel like it's a weakness of the awards. I feel like they probably need to get that back in as much at an earlier stage as possible. Start getting physical visits done again. But again, they've got to do what's best for them, haven't they? So,
of course,
yeah. So one thing that intrigues me, so we took a tangent here about Twitter and everything, which is fine, but social media. So I've deleted Instagram on my phone. I'm not a TikToker at all. So we'll start with Destiny and Mitch.
Yeah.
So tell me,
okay,
how does something like this happen?
So Mitch we employed Mitch after COVID. So we did a bit of social media just to get, we did social media as in the advertising side of it. Like, here we say our specials, here what we're doing, and try to get for customer base. Yeah. And social media works like that as well. But social media is what we've learned is different. You can use a different tool. It's like running another business as such. This is now. And I've realised that because it is. So Mitch came to us and he had his little setup and everything else. And so we want to do these videos. Obviously, put the videos out there to start with on TikTok, Instagram, or TikTok. I don't even know what TikTok was. Thinking it's taking the piss when he said TikTok. I was like, my kids are like, yeah, TikTok.
My mum calls it Tok Tok.
Tok. But anyway, and then it's like, okay, so we did it. And we put purpose out there, a bit of fun. I said, Mitch, have some fun with it now. So we said to him, we want to be fish and chip shop of social media. Yep, we want to be fish and chip shop of social media. That's a target for us. You're getting paid for it, Mitch. Let's try and do this. And he's like, okay. So Destiny has been working with me since she was 16. So Destiny, I've known the family for about 15 years. So I had Destiny, her sister Courtney, her sister Danny, they all work for us as well. I know their mom, their older sister Jess as well. She didn't work for us, but she's helped Destiny out a bit now. So it started with shooting little videos. Mitch used to walk in the shop and say, right, we're doing videos. And all the staff would be like, no, and run out the back of the shop. I ain't doing it. It says, come on, just get it going. And it sort of like took one video. And it was a mini haddock meal.
Yeah.
And again, I was like, right, doing all these videos, completely irrelevant to what we're doing. A bit of fun. He was having fun with it. And I said to him, just have a bit of fun and get these views and get people a bit of fun with it yourself as well. So the mini haddock meal was like, right, cod's going up. We've got a great price since haddock. We need to sell the haddock. We've got this mini haddock now. So that video, the mini haddock meal, it's got 30 million views, and just it's carried on. And then obviously Destiny's Destiny. She's lovely. She is. Honestly, she's so lovely, and she's so innocent, and she's so just a nice person. She's not one of these people that, when you look at social media, typical 20-year-old girl, right? Honestly, she's such a genuinely nice person as well, and she works bloody hard as well.
What's her normal personality like? Like what? Because obviously there is a disconnect.
Do you know how you say unbothered and just a bit laid back and everything else?
Yeah, a bit like that.
She's a bit like that.
A bit like you, but not. Because you're unbothered. You're laid back.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah, I suppose so. But she's just a trainee nurse.
Yeah.
And people see this blonde hair red and whatever. She's dyed her hair red now, but she's not.
Oh my God, it's going to set people off. You know that.
Oh yeah. Massively. It's going to.
It's weird how it's permeated something. Like, so today, Austin Dack from Chippy Chat messaged me and he says, you need to get Chippy Diva on the podcast. And I was like, oh, well, actually, Anthony's coming on later. Is it Chippy Diva or Diva Chippy? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, whatever.
Chippy
Destiny,
Diva.
whatever.
Destiny.
Yeah. So I said, actually, Anthony's coming on later. And he goes, oh, great. And I do think it's really weird how it's sort of like it's proliferated the industry to the point where there is sort of copy. Well, it's social media; it's all copycats anyway. Like,
have you seen it? It's fair, but that's just like it's quite a compliment, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, no, it is. Especially in social.
You know what I mean? What did we do last time? We were 380,000 followers on TikTok now. Yeah, we got 11 million, 170 million. It was last time 175 million post views.
Yeah,
just on TikTok. Yeah, let alone everything else. It's like a business though as well, because as soon as you become like a creator as such on TikTok, so you put a video out, you get 10,000 followers and they give you a creator fund. Then you post a minute long videos. When somebody watches that video for over 5 seconds, they pay you for it. So rate per mil it's called. So again, it's like learning into a business.
But it's so weird because works. And I mean this
it's like when you start with algorithms and stuff, and it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Massively, it's what's trending in this. And it's luck. It's luck of the draw.
I said to you last time, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, and I'll frame it differently, is that they're not Mitch and Destiny, I want to call it Diva, but Destiny. They're not A-star actors. Like, that
this is where we're being told. So the influence side of it now, people are getting fed up of it because it's full of
is it a bit fake or?
I think it is, but I think people are just like, I don't know. That's what we've been.
So you think
That's
people
what
like the realism?
I think it's a realism, especially right. And I think what's worked is it's in a chip shop, right? It's relatable, as well. It's not like a sales pitch or whatever else. It's a bit of fun, right? Beauty's a good setting anyway. The shop is. Mitch is just this voice that seems to have worked, right? You want to tell? I don't know why it's worked, right? I do know. Again, it's fun. It's relatable. Why has he got that many views? I don't know.
Well, I tell you what helps as well. So I think, and we're going to probably hit on it to some degree.
Yeah.
She's a pretty girl as well.
She's
helps,
lovely.
Yeah.
No, she's. Do you know what? She's lovely. But if you should, instead of being on a podcast and being a right, whatever, you should just listen to her. You should meet her.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah,
she's lovely. She's actually a lovely person.
But I think people I think they relate to normalness. So you said now
that's what exactly the relatability.
So I think you're probably right. So she's a pretty girl. She works in a chip shop. She's working her way up in life. You know, So people can relate to that rather than what we see with a lot of influencers.
A lot of people do. A lot of people.
Is that perfection.
Exactly. Perfection. Or there's some guy on there at the moment. I can't think what his name is. Somebody. I don't know.
I wouldn't know either. Yeah, I
know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this about? What are you? I can't even. But then it's like having his bad press. Bad press spreads. That's what people look for. People look for faults and stuff.
Yeah, I think this is the world we live in now. Like people sit on their sofa and they're experts at everything.
Exactly. And the thing is, when social media as well, they feel like they have an input. Yeah. And their input counts for something. Some of the comments, right? Yeah. Oh, man.
I was going to get to that, but fuck me. It's fucking dire.
Honestly, me and my wife.
Does somebody filter them before Destiny gets to see
them? No. So again, on Instagram and like Facebook, you can't filter comments. Okay. They can put what they want, and people are fucking horrible, and they are. And they got thing is, they think they have a right to be horrible. Yeah, as well.
I tell you what. I tell you what I find weird. Like, there's always those comments where you see something like,
I got a dick pic sent to me.
I was just gonna say. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I had a 55-year-old bloke at 3:00 in the morning send one to me and my wife, and I messaged him. Like,
when you say you mean the merchant's account?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't to you personally?
Not to me personally, no. Jesus. Yeah, but again, it's like, what are you thinking? What are you? What is this? What is this middle-aged bloke thinking and has a right to do something like that because of what? Because
what do you do to that? Do you report him or something? I don't know.
No, I messaged him saying like, I'm actually messaging him like, what are you? What? I said, you got his profile and he's there with his wife and 3 kids.
You should have messaged
it's
him.
3:00 in the morning.
You should have messaged him.
It's 3:00 in the morning, right? And he was obviously pissed or something. That I thought it was a great idea to do it. It's like, what?
I think you should have messaged him back and said, Destiny's 40. Yeah, and I'm reporting this. But no, I see a lot of the comments sometimes. I'm like, weirdo, perv. And I've only probably looked at a couple of them. I think I've seen the fish special one, and I've seen maybe a hake one. I'm not sure. I've seen a couple, and they come up on my feed now because you watch one and that's it. Like Facebook knows.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
There's more to come as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. But I don't mind. But I do always gravitate to the comments, and I do think to myself,
of course you do. But you look at the comments one. You look for you look for all the ones that are comedy bad ones as well. You never
comedy
look at
ones are good.
You never look at the one saying, "Oh, what a pretty girl." You look at the one saying, blah blah blah, and exactly.
I even think the word saying, "Oh, it's a pretty girl," is weird. To be honest, I think that's weird. I think that's just.
And who is it from? Because usually it's from some 60-year-old bloke who's sitting there in his garden or whatever he's doing. And
why do you need to say that anyway?
Because they feel because people feel they have a right to, and they can do it is, and it's.
I think social media has removed normal social etiquette.
There's no filters. Yeah. There's no filter on it.
If you walk down the street as a 50-year-old, if I walk, all right, I'm 40, so if I walk down the street and maybe it's still not the same, but no, it's the same. If I saw Destiny walking down the street and I shouted out, "Oh, you're fit," I think that's a bit weird. I think as a 40-year-old man, I think
yeah, but you think differently. You'd be surprised how many blokes would actually think that a 40-year-old, she's 20 years old. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many.
Well, I get.
Do you know what? I should meet you and show you the I should meet you and show you the messages.
I don't want to see
No.
Sharing isn't caring.
Sharing, yes, yeah.
But so if we look,
they say the keyboard warriors, people have they They can write down what and they think it matters. Oh, these are getting boring now. This is getting dull. Don't fucking watch them then. That's it. Just don't.
Yeah, but the
Don't.
problem is it's the way that social media feeds people things. So like there's this one guy in America that I watch and I quite like him, to be fair. Like he's a big lad and he always cooks like things on a barbecue outside, and I don't know if you've seen him, I can't remember his name, Home something. Like, and he's always like, oh, my wife's pregnant, I'm gonna cook her something. And the food is cooking, like, to be fair, it looked tasty,
Yep.
but it's probably really bad for you. Like, and he's a big lad too. So all the comments are like constantly, oh, come on, think of your children.
You're gonna die of heart attack.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
leave the fucking guy alone. Like, seriously, like, he just needs you to watch. Like, that's all he needs.
Exactly.
Or just scroll on to the next one.
People have a right.
yeah.
People think they have a right to say, and it gives people the right to say something as well, even though it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm glad she's quite thick-skinned, but to start with, she did. We were like, to start with, we had to like say, "Listen, we need to protect you on this because you're going to get,
weirdos.
What's
it like when she goes to, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what a social life's like, but like when she goes to the pub in like Bewdley,
she's got a boyfriend.
Okay, so
she's got a boyfriend.
But like if she's at the pub, do people get weird there though? Is it spilled out?
People want to take pictures and everything. Honestly, she went out to Worcester and she said she spent a tenner because everybody just buying her drinks. So she's like in the respect like that, right?
But it hasn't. There hasn't been a negativity when she's out in public. Like no one's ever come up to her and goes, like, no.
Again, I've said to her, we said to her, look, when you're out, right, you can't call shit with people, or you can't do whatever else. You can't get pissed and start be loud because people's gonna video you. Yeah. And she's got something good at the moment. She's got. Last Friday we did Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
So we've got a Pepsi Max deal now. We've got Frank's Hot Sauce want to work with us as well. Yeah. So stuff like that's coming along, and we've got some good little things going on. But it's trying to keep relevant to what we do. But then in some respects as well, because she's signed with a management company now as well.
That's good for her.
It is good. Yeah. No, it is. They want to talk to us about stuff. I'm meeting them tomorrow as well, and
so
it's gave us.
How long before she becomes a full-time nurse?
She's got another year left. A year and a half left,
and then. And then does she become nurse diva? I don't know if that works, but
no, because they won't allow it.
Yeah,
I mean, when she did placement, some of the older ones weren't very impressed with what she was doing then. Okay. But is it jealousy or is it because she's got a bit of insight? Because people recognise her, you see. Yeah. People do recognise her, and she has got. It's a following from. It works well. We got she works well with the shop, and shop works well with her, and you've got Mitch as well included, and you get a lot of people that want to work with her. A lot of big companies. I mean, she had a Rimmel deal. Yeah. What 19-year-old girl has a Rimmel deal like that from working in a chip shop? And it wasn't a chip shop, I know that, but it was all for her. She had stuff sent to her. She reviewed stuff. She had a face on a bloody on a board. I mean, she was like a Rimmel campaign. And that was for her. And it was. Lastminute.com, for example, that was a good one for us because that was more for beauty. It's going to come in that they've done a competition.
Was that a bit rushed?
Was that a bit rushed?
Last minute. Sorry, mate. It's a dad joke, couldn't it?
It is a dad joke. I knew what it meant. I just didn't want to reply. I didn't want to even. No.
Sorry, you're not even gonna comment on that. No. I don't know who worth it.
No.
But no, I think it is amazing that, and I think again the normalcy of it that a young girl, 20 years old, can actually become, whether it lasts for 10 minutes or 10 years, a bit of a star through working at the local chip shop and have that support from that team as well.
Yeah, no. Yes, she's again. It was a bit of fun.
Are we going to see you making a bit of an entry?
They want me to do something, but I want to do like I have to set my own thing up. But I want to do the serious side of it. Our industry.
Before you do the serious thing, I've got an idea for you. I won't say it yet, but it's been something I've been thinking about for a while.
I'm not putting a wig on.
No, you won't have to do that. No. Yeah, but I'll mention it after we finish. Just remind me. But I think
we've got this again. Like this platform we've got now with Instagram as well. That's going massive as well. Even Facebook and stuff. We've got like a little bit of a voice in some respect now. Yeah. And we're using it as what we're doing. So my game is for what we're doing. This is where the education comes in. I reckon we could do lives. You can do this and that. Yeah. And when I speak to people about our industry, people are genuinely interested because I think it is the British. When I speak to customers about stuff, they're actually genuinely interested in what's going on. We say the price of fish. And we don't say, well, our price has got to go up. We talk about what's going on, potatoes and oils and everything else, because they don't see that side of it. And people actually are genuinely interested. But when about it, our business, our industry, it's a British tradition. It's somebody came in yesterday when I was home talking about, this was the only thing that wasn't rushing the war. I was like, yeah. Randomly shouted at me in the queue. I was like, yeah, it was. And thinking, this is great.
Poor guy's got ADHD.
No, it was an older woman
okay.
as well who came in to get fish and chips for some guy she was caring for. And she just spat it out. And then we had a chat about stuff and we were just talking. And
what does someone like your dad think of this? Like an older generation person who back then, like my dad, would just open the chip shop, serve great fish and chips, didn't probably advertise, didn't do anything.
What do you think about this social media?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he loves it. Well, he doesn't love it in some respect as well. I mean, he's on Facebook and stuff as well, to keep in touch with people. He's always sharing stuff.
Yeah.
And but because it's like a different revenue, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Our industry's hard enough at the moment what it is. And if this is going to bring extra income and extra and get us noticed a bit more, then why wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Really?
Well, you've got a phone. It's got a camera.
Exactly. And you got people that want to do it. I said we had another girl who did it before to us, right? During Destiny, and she's a lovely girl, and she's only 18. And she did a video on the Friday. We put it on there. And by 10 o'clock on the Friday, she had like 270,000 views and comment this and that. And she phoned me up and says, take it down, please. Because she couldn't deal with it.
Much, yeah.
It was, yeah. But now she's turned around and says, I want to do it.
Okay.
So we've got we're quite lucky in that way. I've got a good little team and they're all youngsters and they'll get it.
Yeah.
But they've seen the benefits of it as well, what it does.
Yeah.
Even for what, I mean, I say that what it does. I mean, Destiny's got stuff coming up and it's good.
What I like though, and look, you could be lying, but you're not, because I've known you a long time and you don't lie and you're a straight up guy. But you're clearly not exploiting the situation. She's getting just as much good out of it as what you are.
She's getting more, and that's the game. Yeah. When I met her management, I said, my game for her is, after this, I could knock this on the head tomorrow and still have my business.
Yeah, you've still got that, yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we've got to be very, very careful for, because we've had a lot of deals that come in saying, we want to use a shop, we want to use Destiny, and we want to do a clothing thing, ASOS. And so I was like, no, we can't do it. It's not, because you're going to... Why can't you? Why? And you're thinking, why? Why shouldn't you just make that? Because I want to keep it as relevant for us guys in our industry as possible. Yeah. If it's food related and stuff like that, you can have to pay for me, but then that's fine. Yeah. But we need to start creating a voice for it all, and it might give us a bit of a platform to do that as well. Because it is. I mean, it's just going up and up and up. The following is. It might die off. It might. But if it does, it does.
Like you said, you've still got your business.
But it's, again, like the game for her, what we said was, I want her to finish uni, debt-free, and have a nice little lump sum of money from all this.
Yeah.
When we do deals, we do this and that. She gets looked after. I really do. I don't want anything. I'll speak to people for her. We're there for her as well. For every aspect, we're always there to a phone call, which we do. But I think I love it. Again, we've had people who work for us who've moved on. I love the success. I love seeing people thrive and do well. And that's not just me being like that. I actually genuinely like to see people do well and not come out and be arseholes and screw people over for no reason. I've never done that to people. We're genuine people. And we work bloody hard as well. So this has come about. So you do take advantage of what you got for this side of it as well.
Absolutely.
But we're not hurting anybody doing it, which some of the comments seem to bloody hell, we're causing murder.
Has it helped with trade?
That's one thing I didn't want to do. So obviously I've been in Mega Chippy a couple of years back, yeah. You know what it's like. Yeah, exactly.
What? I haven't said anything. You don't know what I would.
I can see by your face. I can see by your face. That was the first one that happened, right?
But this is a different type of virality.
I don't want it. Yeah. I don't. We're busy enough as we are, right, to do what we do, and we're good at what we do, and we've got a cracking team, and we can cope with it. Don't get me wrong, but then what does it take away? Do what? Bring them in, bring customers in. I don't want them queues from everywhere everywhere like that. I'm sure, okay, we probably do, but that's not what it's for. This isn't like a short term. I say to Destiny, Mitch, this isn't a sprint. We're taking it as a marathon. Yeah. That's
I do think
we want to prolong it.
The Bindley Mega Chippy was instant fame, let's say, and then a huge drop off. They
messaged me when we first started going. I had an email off their who does all their thingy saying, "Oh, we should do a collab." I was like, "No, I'm all right. I don't because we know why." But then
I've got a
I'm,
friend that's local, and he wouldn't eat there. And, like, that's not me. I don't give a shit, to be honest. Like, yeah,
I know people that have gone there and be like,
yeah,
yeah, it was all right. That's great.
yeah,
They drove from fucking Birmingham to Coventry to get fish and chips. They've
yeah.
come up the
But when
road
you
to
see the
us.
kids that were queuing up, took a photo, throw the food in the bin. So what's the point? Like,
I
and
know what, fantastic, well done to them, fair play to
yeah,
them. But now it's afterwards. I don't want to be just that. I don't want to be that. We want to. We've got some. I mean, we've been in Beauty for 43 years now. Been in Beauty, 82. How old am I? Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. So being in beauty, it's not like a quick fix, and we're going to do that. You've seen what the shop's
No,
like.
exactly.
Winter time, we're quiet. Summertime, we're busy. We're packed. Yeah, we've got a good following. We don't mess around with stuff. We do things properly. I've got good staff. I said before to you, my two lads who run my shop. Been for 20 years. They've been before James and Chris.
Mm.
Yeah, I know ups and downs, right? But they're
Oh, they're
golden.
only
They're
human,
apps. Exactly. Yeah,
as
exactly.
are we.
16, 17, James 16, Chris about the same age. They're 35, 36 now. To find two lads like that, to stay in the industry like that as well, it's unheard of, really. Yeah, but they know the goal for it all. They know where we are. They came to fish and chip shop there, and they loved it when we went there. We brought them down there. You probably might have met them. They're nice lads. They've got
I think
families.
I met one of them when I came to a demo once.
I think you met
yeah,
James.
yeah,
James is like James, like my little brother. You know,
yeah.
he is. He's helped me out so much. He's come back to Hell's Home. He's given me help up there as well
Yeah.
now, back in this shop.
So you're up to
And
two
he's-
shops now, Bewdley, Hell's Owen.
I'm back in Hell's Home now
Yeah.
as well, yeah. Beauty and Hell's
Yeah.
Home.
Are they far away? No, they're not far away.
Hell's Owen, I live in Hell's
Oh,
Owen.
okay. Fair
So
enough.
Hell's Owen's just off the M5, just here, that's where I am. And Bewdley's probably, 25, 30 minutes away?
Okay.
Very different shops.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to shop in Hell's Owen when it came about. I just bought it just before the price increased energy.
Good timing.
They're great. Yeah, did really well there, yeah. But again, like now with this shop up the road, we've gone back up there, and we're gonna play it differently. We're gonna use our social media to try and do something different, and not to have to queues out the door. Just a bit of fun with it. That's what we need to do now, because man, it's hard enough as it is now, and I don't want to go to work not smiling or just thinking, bloody hell, here we go again. I want to go and try and make something work of it.
Yeah. No, I think it makes sense. And the key thing is, like you say, you're not. What's that saying? Like fly by night. You're not.
Yeah.
And I do see a lot of shops doing what you're doing now, like, and they're trying, and and
They
like,
need to.
yeah,
Good.
and like I said, like, you don't get upset about copying because that is social media. The minute something works, everyone copies.
Absolutely.
But I think if you can try and get those customers through the door, then that really helps. And also, it probably helps people I guess it helps some people take their mind off price, but it probably hyper focuses other people's mind on price, because
that's all we get. We get a lot of comments. Oh, but that costs this much and this much. Like, oh, but even you even see it on that. Or I've never heard of hake. It sounds like a shit fish.
I'd rather have that though than someone send me a dick pic. Honestly,
we should have told you that. I mean, no,
but it doesn't surprise me. Like, people are broken, man. Like, honestly, like, I think social media has made people's brains like go to
absolutely.
mush. Yeah,
just they've got no. What's the word? They've got no. They can't concentrate more. Look at the kids now. No wonder they've got no concentration span. No wonder they can't sit in a class for more than half an hour, because they're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and that's what they do.
We see, this is one of the main reasons why I took social media off my phone, because I don't know, you go to the toilet, like, and it's got, I think they call it doom scrolling, don't they? And I've done the toilet, and I'll be like my wife would text from downstairs, like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I get up off the toilet and I've got numb legs because I've been sitting like looking at. And if you asked me what did I watch, so I could have watched Top Gear, I could have watched something on Plex or Netflix, but no, I watched an hour's worth of absolute dog shit. Yeah,
garbage.
And it's garbage, and you think, and that's why I just thought, you know what, I'm taking all social media off, and maybe it's a sign of my age, but I just thought I ain't doing.
I've had to relearn it. I've had to learn what's going on.
So I do think that is a different thing. So like, I do think so. You're doing it from the other side, and you probably see how the sausage is made to some degree. But I do think it's interesting seeing clicks, views, and that what you're basically building to some degree is a marketing business.
Massive. Yeah. That's exactly. I mean, look, we released merchants dice, for example. Yeah, our son came with that merchants dice. So we got t-shirts, hoodies, we're all different, and we're selling them all worldwide, and it's just, again, it's a bit of fun. Yeah, she's having when it pays back, Desi's going to get looked after her, but it's like a brand. We're trying. The brand now, exactly. So we've got this brand. Yeah, we can see it. Right, it's pretty simple. It's
I
this and
can.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For those listening, it's a merchant's
yeah,
belief.
it's a bridge with it's a bridge because
Yeah.
we've got a bridge in front of our shop, and it's a beauty bridge, and it's Merchants Fish and Chips, and it's a brand. It's recognisable, and that's what we've done. So we copyrighted all. We've done this and that. We've had people from New York, from Dubai, from even South Africa want to franchise a Merchants. It's like, what is going on? And you're like, oh, is it real? And you're speaking to me thinking, is it real? And a lot of people are actually genuinely serious.
Yeah.
They've really gone into it all, and they like what it is.
Why didn't you enter the shop into like marketing award or something, or do you just think you didn't really couldn't be bothered?
I haven't got time. No, I haven't got time, Joe. It's like we're busy enough as it is. I said we got another business being released in a couple of. We're meant to be the end of February. We're going to put that on the back burner. That's so quite close to us as well, which we're going to do. So then we're trying to do.
Is that a
everything
chippy as well?
No,
Oh.
no, nothing to do with fish and chips. It's more about. It's a food thing.
Okay.
But it's quite yeah. I should talk to you about it actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a niche market. I think we're going to hit, and I'm really working on it. We've got my wife's been absolutely. Man, she's been awesome for all this. She's really helped out with all the t-shirts, ours, and all the merchandise and crap. I mean, if you look, I've told you, show my office before. It's like a little factory out in here. We're packaging and boxing. We're doing all ourselves and stuff at the moment. It's good fun.
I can
It
probably
is.
help you with that, though. To be fair.
Yeah. Again, we've had companies
Yeah.
come to us and they want to take it on, and why we're not doing this, and it seems to be getting. I think it's my fault that it hasn't gone further than it could have done because I'm slowing it a bit down because I'm a little bit like right.
So
You're
being the bottleneck.
In a way,
Yeah.
yeah,
But in a good way.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in a good way because I'm doing what I do and I'm learning what to do. But then if somebody turns around and says, right, we can do this, this, and this for you, and I'm going, yeah, but why or how? And that's my problem. You see, it's like, how will it benefit? How will it work? What is it? And really, she was going, yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine. We'll take the extra income over it. But then it's sort of like it's our thing now. This is like because it's my shop as well. Because it's obviously
It's your baby.
Of course it is exactly. I've been in beauty since I was 13 years old. I've took over after uni and stuff like that. So it's been 20 odd years. We forget about that. A lot of people do. So I've been there a long time. We took a shop that was a summer shop and we turned it into a established shop.
Yeah.
With everything that works well. We worked hard then. It's my baby, so why should everybody not just have a piece of the pie and with this and that? But this is where it's a bit different. I need to differentiate the shop itself from the other businesses that could actually happen.
Yeah. So I know obviously two of your brothers, and I don't know one. And I don't.
Look at you.
Yeah. And I know of your sister because she's a friend of my wife. And
Yeah.
So what does someone like Mike think? Mike's a lot older than you. Like,
My brother.
Yeah. Like, what does he think about all this?
Oh, Mike's got the mentality younger than me though.
He has to.
He has.
I
So
just, yeah.
ever go out for a night out with Mike.
Yeah. No, that guy's like.
You'll come back a different person.
Like, to be fair, whenever I've been to see him at
he's so good at his job as well.
Yeah, he's always having a laugh. Like always,
he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. He doesn't. He loves it. I said we've had our ups and downs. And
So
stuff as well,
is Nick the serious brher then? Because he's
Nick.
Yeah.
Nick is the one that's got Foley's.
Yeah. So is he more
Nick
serious? Because he strikes
Is he
me.
serious? Nick's serious, but
He strikes me as very older brotherish.
He's my older brother.
Yeah, no, I know that, but like he comes across like that.
Nick's the one that's 9 years older than me. Then
Yeah.
you got my brother Chris, and you got Mike. So Mike's the oldest one.
Yeah.
Nick's the one that used to look after me when I was a kid. So I've got
Yeah.
a good relationship with Nick and my sister.
Yeah.
Very, very close. And Mike as well. We are.
Mike's
But
the rebel, though, isn't he?
Mike's the lovable rogue.
He's exactly that.
Mike's the lovable rogue. Mike is.
Yeah, no, he
He's a
is
good guy,
exactly
Mike
that.
is.
And you can
Everybody
see him
look-
because he's got that glint in his eye. You know, he's
cheek.
Yeah,
He's got a cheek to him, and
Yeah.
he's just. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in ages because I've not been.
Nothing's
there for it.
changed.
No, but
It's still the same.
yeah, he's
He
just
never will.
really easygoing guy. Like,
Yeah.
just very happy-go-lucky.
Again, so we had our moments, but he's a.
Yeah. No, I like him.
I don't know. Maybe that term man doesn't like him.
No, I don't think he's got that in him. Like that, I've been around him a fair bit, and it doesn't seem. Oh, maybe you know him better than me, but I've never seen him be arsey or angry or anything.
No, he's not.
I'm sure he has his days.
I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of him.
No, I can imagine. I'd imagine he's got a long fuse, but a big bomb. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very. I say he's a lovable rogue. He doesn't take things very serious and stuff like this. But he's very. I mean, he's good at his job.
Yeah, no, he is. No, but
He is.
I've been there when he's testing product, and and he's very
Just,
meticulous.
somebody just knows it.
Yeah.
It's just like, we've been doing that long, right? We should anyway, but he just knows it. He knows.
He's the type of guy that is just very what's the word? Intuitive. He knows the
That's
job
it.
intuitively.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, you know, he'll be making something and straight away he knows, like, I think this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like,
That's
and I'm
exactly.
like, Mike, you've not fried it yet. And he goes, I just
Mhm.
know. Like, I know in a minute when I put this in, it's going to work well.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
and I think, you know, those people like that can be terrible teachers, though, because they know it so well in themselves that
Actually, no, he taught me a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Nick and Mike
yeah.
taught me absolutely, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
completely. But then we've all gone both ways though as well. Like Nick is seriously, I suppose he runs an absolutely phenomenal shop. He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
He's on top of it completely.
Well, he wasn't he? If I'm right, he came to fame first, didn't he? In terms of videos, because didn't he?
When he fell over, you see that? How good is that? You know what? He's so on video, man. He loves it. But he's good fun. He's good fun.
Yeah.
He has a serious side as well.
No, I think I met him once, and yeah, he was very pleasant. Like, you know, very pleasant, and you know. But look,
nobody doesn't. Everybody likes Nick. That's
look,
the thing.
I think all of you guys, the ones that I know anyway, like I've never had a negative experience with either of you. So
you haven't met the other one, have you?
like, there's always a black sheep, I guess.
Man.
Like there's
always,
I
know, yeah. Anyway,
but no, I think that like at the end of the day, families are very tricky. As I've grown up, you learn as you go, and you just think, you know what, this is
what families go through. People don't see what they go for. Obviously, tragedy when we were younger. We lost our mum when I was 14.
Yeah,
and my sister was 12. Nick was 23. And the other two was like 25 and 20. Still young, and you don't realise what it does. You know what I mean? I was younger, so you don't realise what it does. It pulls, and you take different directions.
So, and how old were you? 14.
I was 14.
14.
Just turned 4. I was 14, turning 15. Yeah, it is massive. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, so it was difficult. It was looking back as well. Two youngsters. My dad being my dad. You know, our dad's chip shop. Work. Then suddenly he's got these two young kids to look after.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, I don't know how I'd do it now, to be honest. Like, to do it back then as well with that sort of business as well. Like,
yeah, full on, weren't they?
Yeah.
Day and night. We should see you dad on a Sunday, didn't you? That's what it was, isn't it?
True.
Like, who are you? Yeah. It's like, hello, stranger.
We'll meet again.
Yeah, we meet again. Then you'd be like, why don't we get on? It's because we don't fucking see each other. That's why.
Like, I think, like, it's so weird because, like, growing up, like, my dad, like, don't get me wrong, you love him. Like, there's no doubt, you know, he's your dad. Like, and like, but I really feel like in my life, I made a connection with my dad probably 18 years old and onwards. Like, you know, we start working in the shops. He starts stepping back. He starts to feel more relaxed without even knowing it. He's going through a different phase of his life because he's not in the coal face no more. So all of a sudden, he's Mr. Wisdom. He's gone from being Mr. Smack your kids because they're annoying. He's now Mr. Chilled. Like, and yeah, like, I think, like, my dad had a serious stroke probably 2 years ago, and that changes everything again, like, completely. But, you know, as you grow up, like, you stop being entitled and you start to forgive your parents, you know. And I think, and
you put them on a pedestal, don't you? That's the thing.
Yeah,
you put your parents on a pedestal. You do.
Yeah, you do. And you think, why aren't they perfect?
That's right. And you realise actually they're only human.
But then you have a kid
as fucked up as everybody else. That's it. Yeah, that's right.
Like, honestly, like, I remember bringing my dad one day, and we're like I think he'd come over one day, and like Alex was only like 6 or something, and we just sort of rolled our eyes. I was like, "Fuck me, how did you do it with 4 kids?" And he goes, "You get it now." And I was like, you know, and I was really unruly as a kid as well, like, because even now I get bored very easily. So, like, but as a kid, like, I'd always push the boundaries. Even now, like, everything I do is pushing the boundaries, and like, you know, as a parent, when you're trying to run a chip shop and you got a kid coming in the shop fucking about, like I remember once he said to me, I was like 4 years old, and I remember it vaguely. Well, no, I remember the beating I got. Like, and I remember tipping all the Marifat peas into the big bucket of batter, the barrel of batter, so the barrel of dry batter. And like, and I just remember the beating I got. Dad literally picked me up out, like, from the scuff of my neck, like you would a little Jack Russell, like, literally shouting at my mum, "Get here right now." Probably didn't help that it was probably a Friday tea time and he needs to make batter straight away. So there he is, like, trying to open another bag. And like, yeah, he was seething. Like,
and I get it now because I'd be in the middle of something. Like yesterday, I was trying to record a podcast intro, and my little son Nicholas walks in as I'm in the middle of it, and he's like, "Dad," I was like, "Be calm. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Like he has no idea." Like, or when you take him to the warehouse and they're like, touching the forklift, you're like, "Kids, like, stay away from that." Like, and like, yeah. So, like, my dad, he works solid like yours. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how, like, looking back on it, like, how do you think that impacted you all, like, with that huge loss at that time? Like, no, if you don't mind answering the question,
no, of
yeah,
course not. No,
like, was
not.
it to your dad? Was it expected, or did it come as a shock?
No. My mum was ill for a couple of years before,
Okay.
so again, a lot of losing at 14. Really, you for me and my sister, she was 4 or 5 years before. She's only 49 now.
Wow, it's young.
Yeah, she was young. Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't old. And then obviously my brothers had their kids. Chris and Mike, they were married and had kids. Yeah, and Nick was married afterwards. And Nick was with his wife now, Sharon. So they never had kids, but the two old had kids. So, and you can see why sometimes people go off the rails and how they do it. Because I don't know, if I lost my mum at 26 years old after being, well, she's a proper mom. She was, she was a proper mom.
Yeah.
Everything was about the kids. Everything, the house was the kids. Everything else, and she was, she's good as gold. She didn't do nothing. As far as this, it's a long time ago, obviously, but we get told she's a lovely person. We know she's a lovely person and stuff, but how would it affect them? It affects you differently. Of course, it does. You have to. It's what you build around you. I'm very lucky to have people that I had around me afterwards as well.
How has it changed you as a parent?
Me?
Yeah.
My son Finn's 14. My daughter Scarlett's 11, turning 12.
So your son is the same age you were?
My son and my daughter are the same age as when we lost our mum.
Yeah, wow.
And I realised how I grew up. So I realised how quickly we had to grow. Like literally, it was like instantly. And you're 14 years old. You were a young adult and stuff as well. We had a few things go on. So, and it just the way people deal with it, the way my dad dealt with it, the way people deal with it.
My mum, I think I told you before, when I was 17, she was about 40. She had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and we nearly lost her. And I think it messed me up, like, honestly. And she didn't die, but I think even that messed me up. Like, to think of what it actually does when a death actually...
Yeah, of course. Like we say about the kids... my kid. Do you know what? I'm lucky. My kids. When I say that genuinely, my kids are. Like, everybody's kids are fantastic. My kids are good as gold.
Means
not just good as gold, right? I mean, like, they had their moments and stuff. I hang out with my daughter all the time, Scarlett. We go to football together. I manage a football team. She goes to Birmingham, Finland, where we go football. We sit down, we have a chat. He'll come and see us. We've got a relationship is like a friendship as well, because it's a bit different. Because again, we were probably scared to go and talk to our dad about stuff as well. Yeah, we probably were, weren't we? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Fuck, I messed up again.
Yeah, but no, I do think, but that isn't an accident. I say this to all parents. Yeah, when they tell me I've got kids that I really get on with or they're really good, that's not an accident. That's because of you and your wife. Like, I say this all the time. Like when kids are knobs, that's because of their parents. I'm telling you now. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, some kids are psychopaths. Yeah, like that does happen. But for the most part, if you're telling me your kids are good, that's because you two as parents must be good parents. Like, and I know you're probably going to be modest and say probably not, but I don't think it's an accident that they're good kids.
You do what you do think's right, don't you? Yeah. They're not a trophy thing. They're young again. With what's going on in the world, right? Again, social media, it makes people grow up very, very quickly. Yeah, and they're exposed to a lot. Yeah, and it's about protection, and you protect your kids. You know, if anybody ever, that's what I mean. You protect them in that way. You make sure that they're not street. My daughter, right? She's so funny. She's hilarious. She's just comedy. And my son's the one that's he's a clever kid. He's genuinely
he didn't
like,
take after you then.
No, took after his mom. No, he's a clever kid. He's study wise. Yeah, he's clever. He's educated. This and that. He's one of them kids that don't revise for exams that come out and do really well. You're like, fucking dick.
No, Alex is like that.
Yeah, but then Scarlett she's sporty. She's just funny. She's like my sister. Yeah. Like when she was younger, and I'm proud of them, man. They're good. They love. Again, she'll come and just sit with us while I'm doing work, and she'll just can I come and help you? And then she came to the shop. Like, actually, she came to Hell's Own last night and washed up for me.
Nice.
11 years old.
Yeah.
For a couple of hours, just come in the back of the shop and just done bits and bobs. But
yeah,
so
she'll be well remunerated, won't she?
She ain't going to do it.
No, but you'll look after her is what I'm saying. That you'll look after her. She does a bit of work.
I hope they look after me as well. But no.
I tell you, when you say that kids are different today, it's so true. Like I saw this quote somewhere, and I think it's quite true that the average 14-year-old boy today has seen more naked women than Henry VIII saw in his whole life. Yeah, and you think like, and he was a king. Yeah, like all right, he got to do what
exposed to it.
Yeah,
exposed to it. It doesn't make honestly. It is.
Yeah,
I look at. I do make sure their phones and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, Alex has now got a phone. Like, and we thought he's going to secondary school next year. We've got to start thinking of this. Like, rather than just do it next year, let's do it now and show him that we're always going to check it and be on top of it. But the little shit has figured out. Like, listen to this. Yeah, so he's figured out that we've put all these restrictions on it. Yeah. Apple ID and all this shit, all these restrictions. And I'm a technical person, right? I can do anything. Like, that I put my mind to. Technically, on his own, has figured out that if you let the phone run out of battery, all the timers reset. And it is a quirk. And so my wife goes online to look at it on the Apple forums, and it's true. He's found the glitch. Like, how'd you fucking figure that shit out, mate? Like,
so he's researched, he's gone for it, hasn't he?
Exactly. So like, he's just sitting there on his phone, and my wife's like, "Hey, your timer ran out," and he's like, "No." I'm like, well, he's been on it all day. Like, so no, the kids, mate, they like, it is an eye-opening thing. Like, and I remember, like, when I was a kid, again, I was very inquisitive like him, and my dad bought a new Merc, and it was the first Merc that had the infrared key,
right?
And my dad's Nokia had infrared on it, the one of the first few mobile phones, and I thought, just being inquisitive, I thought, what would happen if I did these two things together, like press the key in the infrared bit? And I pressed the boot button, and what happened? The boot opened. But we're talking from like in the house, like an infrared needs light. Yeah. So my dad comes in, he goes, "Oh, the boot's open in the car. There's something wrong with it." And I was like, "Oh, I think I know what that is." I was like Alex's age. I said, "Look," and I did it again. So a few days later, Saturday, it was Greek school day, and Dad bought the Merc from Sytner in Leicester. Not Sytner, sorry, I forgot what it was called now, but in Leicester, Mercedes in Leicester. And we go there before Greek school. My dad goes, "Show him what you did." And he's like, I thought I was in trouble. I'm like,
found a glitch in the system.
And they were like, "Show him what you did." So they all come out. Dad goes, "Get your parts department, get whoever you need here, sales, whatever." And they're like, "Where's the car?" "Over there." "All right, let's go somewhere far away, as far as we can, like in the building." Show them. One guy standing there looking, he's like, "Shit, he's found the glitch." And then like a month later, they must have sent the report back to Mercedes. And like, and they were like, they sent my dad like, I can't remember, they gave him a service free, and I thought, that didn't give a shit, like, but like, I found the glitch, and it was just like, and like, I don't know how, it's just inquisitiveness. Like,
probably lowered their share price as well.
Imagine that. Recall 1 million cars. But no, it's just, I think I see, the crazy thing when you see yourself in your kids, that's just like, ugh, like, was I that annoying? Probably the answer is yes.
I was quite. I don't know what.
Yeah. No. But are you going to the awards this year?
No.
Oh, you're not going? Because last year I saw you there last year, obviously.
Yeah, I went with Kev. I went with Fastnet last year. Kev.
Yeah,
Fastnet,
good old Kev.
Yeah. No, me and Lucy talk about it. About should we go this year with Destiny? I'm like, I don't.
You're not feeling it.
No. I don't.
What bit is it you're not feeling?
You know what? I love it, right? But then you look at it, and it's like it's. What is it? On Thursday, is it? Tuesday?
No, Tuesday. I think.
Tuesday.
Or Wednesday. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing everybody. I enjoyed it last year. I enjoy seeing everybody. You know what I mean? The social side of it as well. It's a bit different from where it is now in the Plaza compared to it was when it was at the
Lancaster.
Yeah. I like the Lancaster.
Yeah,
I did. I thought, I don't know. I quite like the Lancaster. I think I've been down there since everything else. I ain't going this year. I think my wife wants to go, so technically, right, I still might try and grab a ticket somewhere. But it's just, man, it's expensive as well.
Mm. Yeah, it's not, a lot of people keep saying to me.
It's not like a cheap whatever else, and I don't know. I would before be like, yeah, do this and that. I don't know if the appeal has, like this year with everything going on. I think I just need to. I've got a lot going on as well, work wise. So I'm just being like, what do? it's
Like a friend of mine said though, like if he was to go, like him and his wife, then get a train, then stay the night, we're in for a grand. Like getting
yeah, exactly, yeah, of course.
And like with everything going on, it's just saying like, can I be bothered right now? And look, I do understand the difficulties from their point of view, from NSSF's point of view. I get it completely. But yeah, at the same time, if you're making it hard for people to go, then that also is a weak business model, because then I do think the more people that go as guests, they feel the buzz. Like, yeah,
100%, absolutely.
And I think that's what makes them leave. I remember when I went, I think the first time I went, I was 18, and I remember like you'd leave and you're like, I'm doing this next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When we did that in 2009 in Bewdley,
yeah,
when we were in top 10 Midlands,
yeah.
And again, we were like, oh, I took my staff out, and the buzz was fantastic. And then we did Starbridge in 2012, 13, I think, one of them. Again, the buzz was there. Then we went back and did other little bits and bobs. It just seemed to, I don't know.
Look,
obviously, I don't know if the COVID had an impact and stuff as well. I really enjoyed it last year. Don't get it wrong. I think it's a great event, and I know how hard they work for it. So I'm not slating them at all. I think it's great. I think it's good for the industry. Has it lost its appeal in respect to what it does? Yeah, I think it's great for in an industry ourselves. Yeah. In an industry like if you look at a circle, it's fantastic, but I don't think it's spreading further afield of it all. I don't think the scope for it, what it used to be. For example, when Simpsons won it, you heard it a lot more in the media as well.
I think, So I think that, and I don't think this is NSSF's fault. To be fair, I think the media landscape has completely changed, as we've been discussing.
Absolutely,
and their argument is. Well, no, not their argument, but one of their major reasons, and Andrew said it on the podcast, is that the main reason for being in London is that you get where all the news media is. Mm-hmm. And I think one opposing thought is, well, actually, if you did it in, where is it? Near Manchester, I forgot what it's called.
Oh, you said that before.
Yeah, I said it before.
Yeah.
Lost my mind now. But anyway, it's there. And BBC are there. They're all there. But then also in today's landscape, yeah, you need some journalists there, but also imagine sticking someone like Destiny or someone like an influencer on each table, videoing it, going out live.
Absolutely.
That is the new media.
Exactly. And this is where when I said to you before about learning what it's about and stuff. Yeah. And it's complete. I mean, it's hush, but I'll be videoing in Bewdley tomorrow for something.
It can't be that hush. You've just said
no, I know. I'm not going to tell you what it's about though.
Yeah.
All right. And it's.
Yeah,
it could potentially be massive. Like it could be, but it's exactly that though.
But if you put 20 influencers on 20 tables, and I use the word influencer,
they did have a few people come down. They had that Katie, what's her name?
The girl that eats a lot. That one.
Yeah. That had her.
Again, imagine having 20 of her, all live or doing their thing.
Oh, completely agree.
And again, look at social media now. Like, look at America. Donald Trump. Like they've opened press passes to vloggers and people
absolutely.
that and like
it's the way, because the news isn't the news. I don't watch the news no more. I don't watch it. If I want to, exactly. Exactly. You want to find something out, you're on there, right? It's on there within a minute. You hear something like earthquake or this and that, you think, and you're on there, and it's actually
pretty fast.
Yes or no,
and
it is.
Like I think every morning I get up at 4:30 most days. And
I haven't long gone to bed then.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I'm about 11 o'clock to bed, the latest, and then I'll be up at 4:30. But the first thing I do in the morning, I wash my face and everything, brush my teeth and that, but I don't check my news app. I check Twitter, and I see what's trending.
I haven't checked the Sky News for so long.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's probably maybe a good idea for them to get say it's probably cheap because you pay their fare, you give them a table, something to eat, pay everything, put them up for the night. It doesn't matter.
You get the scope out there worldwide as well. And just, absolutely. Again, it's like this now. If we can go down the analytics and stuff as well. Most of it's over here, but we're still getting 35% of Americans and stuff like that.
They love it. The Americans love it.
They do love it. Exactly. They do love it. So they're loving this. So it's like we say, part of an industry, entry National Fish Fries Federation. It's a massive platform that can go. It shouldn't just be kept in England as well for publicity wise, as what we're doing now. Where are you now? We're talking over like this. Yeah. and obviously
Like,
that's
Americans love
technology.
fish and chips.
They do. This is
Yeah.
the thing. This is exactly it. I've had a guy from Vancouver message as well. I went to Vancouver a couple of years back, and I was like, at a place called Victoria. It's like, I love this place. It's tradition. It's really colonial.
Yeah.
And I was like, a fish and chip shop would work amazing here. So as a joke, I made a joke about it, and actually, he's coming to this guy from Vancouver was like, you should come over here and open a chip shop. Still crap over it. And it's all from this. They don't know how good we are or what we are. They've seen a brand, they've seen a logo, but again, it could be used differently, and this is what the social media side needs to be doing. So what you just said there, put them on tables, put 6, 7 of them in there, get them filming, get them live records.
I'd put them on, but I wouldn't put them together like a traditional media
of course
table.
not. No.
Let them mingle with real
exactly. Get them live, get introduced to
Yeah.
people. They could do a live with Mark Petrol or something like that.
Even if you gave them like just as a bonus, because they don't need the money, still get it from like they get it from the
of course they
sponsorship.
do. Exactly.
But if you said, look, for every video you put up, we'll give you 100 quid, like
whatever,
exactly. every 2 minutes,
Again, if it's not sponsored video, and they put it up on themselves, they're going to get paid for it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't know. I think that's where well, I'm not saying ditch journalists, by the way. I'm just saying have both. But also
you'll get more scope of this. You'll get more scope of these people, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, if these guys make it go viral because there's 20 of them in a room, the media pick that up anyway. So
but again, so we said, Lucy said, she goes, well, we should go with Destiny then. We should go down with Destiny, but nobody's turned around from anywhere and says, "Would you like to?" And I'd pay for my own ticket, but it would be, I don't know, would it get out there? Yeah, it would. Because again, if Destiny put something on there, right, she's put videos of herself on there, and she's getting 200,000-300,000 views and 70,000 likes and stuff. But what you said, if you put 6 or 7 of these people on there, not massive influencer people, food people, that's what you want to do.
The people with this following.
Yeah. I mean, but again, we're doing something. We've done something completely like Instagram. We're getting messages from people, so we've got in touch with a few chefs as well to come to as a bit of fun for ourselves. This is what we're going to do. There's a guy from Ireland I got in touch with. He'd been in touch with us. I love you, this and that, and I was like, brilliant. And there's a guy from Australia as well. He was a chef, and there's a few locally as well. So we've said to him, why don't you come down to us? Why don't you come down, right? You've got a good social media following. We've got a good social media following. Do a day with us at the shop.
Yeah.
Right. Come and open up with us and come and fry, and you make a signature dish, and we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a different global body. Exactly. Yeah. And it's a bit of fun, and who knows where it could go. Yeah. We're going to get it. They're going to get more notice, especially if they're coming to imagine filming a chef working in a fish and chip shop frying for the first time on a range. Yeah. How do you make your batter? Let's do it. Opening up, showing the process of what we actually do. Opening up, that we don't just turn up in the shop, turn the lights on, and there's a magic cabinet that food comes out of. People don't see that, but then it's another, like with the chefs and stuff. I think it'd be good because it's obviously it's not a chefing like that, but it is the cooking what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've experienced anything like it either.
Yeah, and going back to the venue as well, like I do think they really need to give it some thought, because I understand that you want like a key place.
Put it in Birmingham.
And I was on about Salford Keys. It's coming to mind.
That's
it.
It is.
And but again, move it around. Like I know, like for example, I don't know if you've ever met a chap called Dan Harding, and he's based in Penrith.
Yeah.
And he's saying,
I know who he is.
Why is everything London based? And when you're in Penrith, you're in the arse end of fucking nowhere for the most part. Like,
they could put it right. It sounds real stupid. They could go to Metropolitan Birmingham, right? You've got a train station. You've got free parking outside. You've got a hotel. You've got a big bar, and you've got a venue. And I guarantee it'll be half the price of what we've been doing there.
They probably always want to be near a landmark because they want to take that photo, don't they? Like
it's in Birmingham. What's wrong with Birmingham?
I'm not saying nothing, mate. My wife's from Birmingham, and I don't like being married. So I'm going to say nothing negative.
It's near Birmingham Airport. It's near the station. The NIA's nearby.
Why don't you just do it in Dudley?
I think there's much in Dudley.
Yeah.
I'm not even from Dudley.
No, I know, but the accent makes me laugh.
You could go from Dudley.
But I just think if you're next to any other landmark, let's say 1 year you're in Edinburgh, you got Edinburgh, whatever, like mix it around. Like, doesn't always have to be London. Like we always talk about leveling up. Yeah, every time we do it, it's in London. Like so. But I do think if they found a venue where they could probably shave 100 quid, or no, maybe that's a bit exciting, but maybe that can drop off 50 quid off the price, 60 quid off the price. Especially because they don't have a ball anymore, like an NFFF ball. So this is the only key thing that brings the industry together from the NFFF. So, and I do completely believe that the more people, like I remember I went 1 year with, I can't remember what supplier took me in, and the year after I won something when I was like 19. But like I think that the more you go, the more you find I want to get involved. I want to compete, and I think that's what gets numbers up. The
See,
more people that visit.
I didn't do that last year.
Yeah, but are you
When
older
I
and
went
wiser
there.
now? When you're young, you want to get stuck
I'm
in. I
not that
don't know.
old.
Do you remember how you felt in 2008 when you were entering though that pit in your
Yeah,
stomach?
Beauty was great in Stourbridge. I made a
Yeah.
fucking complete cock of him, I think. I just need to shut my mouth sometimes. But anyway. Yeah, no, it
Right,
was
what
good.
did
It
you
was good.
do? What did
Nothing. It
you?
doesn't matter.
Nothing. I'll tell you later. People want to know now.
Just outspoken.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there
But no,
was.
I do
It's
think
who too. But anyway.
no, I do think like for me that that maybe they just need to think about that. But look, they've got to look at their commercials. Obviously, I can't tell them what to do. And my argument is from day one they should have probably had half the amount of half amount of categories. Build yourself back up. But I guess from their point of view, I'm trying to be devil's advocate to go against my thought process. Well, they need sponsors to pay for it. And the more categories you've got, the more sponsors you get. So, and also going back to the media thing, I think when Seafish had it, and it's really important actually, there weren't really any other awards. Like now you've got Fright Top 50, you got loads of Scottish awards, you got loads of local paper awards. So I think awards.
Yeah, but this is pristine, though. This is like the award.
Yeah, I get
and
that.
It wasn't just for our industry, because when we won the Midlands in Bewdley 2009, we got absolutely bombarded with we had BBC News, we had everybody, and it was a massive buzz.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just to I don't know how to put it without being. How can I say it? Can I just say it? It seemed a bit egotistical between industries in the industry about who had the biggest pair about it. Look what I've won in the industry. It wasn't about, again, educate the public, man. Use where it counts.
Yeah. But I actually think this is why, if you're getting all these young influencers, I'm calling them influencers, but let's say content creators. That's
Creators. Yeah.
If you're getting one on each table, content creator, and
but again, you need to sell it to them as well.
Yeah, of course you
what
do.
it's about.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. But then they'll be educating their followers who are probably 18 to 25, who actually probably don't ever think about fish and chips. Like, as in that way, they'll probably eat it, don't get me wrong, but they don't think, wow, there's a
Who was there last year? Food review guy, Matt.
Hub, Food Review Hub,
year?
Yeah. Coleman's took him last year.
Food Review Hub, was it?
Yeah, that's Matt.
Food Review Club.
Club, that's it. Not
yeah.
Coleman's took him. Yeah,
that's right.
They're good friends with him, I think. And but yeah, I don't know, mate. I think it's interesting though, because I do think that there is a few things going on there that probably need looking at. And I don't know if you heard the podcast yesterday with Gary Warner, or if you even got that far, because we've bombarded people this.
Yeah. I think I'm one behind.
He was talking about Seafish and saying, like, where are they? Like, what's happened to Seafish? And I agree. Like, I genuinely agree. I think I'm quite hard on NFFF because I do expect better. And I don't think I'm rude about them, but I'm hard.
Really?
I don't think I'm rude. Do you think I'm rude?
No, I don't think you're rude. I think you say what you got to say.
Yeah.
You've got every right to say it as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think everyone does, and that's how they grow. Yeah, when you.
I know. I completely agree. Listen, I've been a member ever since.
Yeah.
So ever since my dad, from the very first, from when he first started doing it, and is it a status? Is it what? It doesn't really. Nobody knows what it is.
No, not really. No,
nobody knows.
I don't think your average punter knows. They'll walk in, and they're just. I don't.
But why? The thing about it. Why? Why don't they know what it is? And what? Not saying that.
Is it meant to be known?
No, but why shouldn't it be known? Surely.
I know that. I get that. But is it meant to be?
But okay, so it's known. It's known to us guys then. Who's it?
Well, I guess if it's NFFF membership, then that's more known to you guys. If it's an NFFF quality award, yes, you'd want consumers to know.
Who knows about quality? How many people know about quality award consumers?
Not many, but
out of 100, how many people would recognise it?
I can't put a number on it.
Go on.
Well, it's too low. It's like give me a bigger number, like 1,000 maybe.
Okay, out of 1,000,
one. And just to clarify,
I don't even think
that's still very ambitious. You're right. But I don't think that's NFF's fault, and I tell you why.
No, I completely agree.
I think that was the same with the quality award before with Seafish. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do think they got landed this pile of hot shit. Like Seafish basically were going to close it down and said, "Yeah, we don't want it. You do it." And again, left it unfunded. And so I do feel for them in that respect. and especially with the awards, if the NFFF didn't take it on, again, they would have been left with, we would have had nothing. And I think so. They've done the notable thing by keeping it on, but I do think Seafish has really left them in the poo with it. I really do, and they haven't offered any.
But was it okay from a Seafish business point of view? Was it doing anything?
Well,
for
so
them
Gary Warner estimates that I can't remember if he put a figure on it, but basically the majority of Seafish's funding comes from our sector, yeah, and that most of their work goes to retail. So most of their promotions goes to retail. And I swear it was Gary that said it. It might have been someone else, but you'll listen to it and let me know, and someone else will. But basically, if the majority of the funding is coming from fish and chip industry, the very least they could do is promote the fish and chip industry.
Well,
we're not asking for a kidney, are we?
No.
But they've literally disappeared. And they'll say, "Oh, but we do these reports. Oh, we do this." That don't help. I'm not being.
But where they've gone completely, not just from our industry, they've literally just dropped off.
They do retail things, and they do retail, as in they promote retail, because it's easy for them to collect data from retail projects, because obviously there's a chain of command.
Yeah,
on the
I
data.
understand that.
So obviously some data goes missing with fish and chips, but and also with all the health things going on, they don't want to push fish and chips, because it's deemed as unhealthy, and it's not steamed fish and broccoli. I get that, but actually, the majority of people in the UK are introduced to seafood via two methods, and that is fish and chips and fish fingers. Yeah. So I'm not being funny. The very least Seafish could be doing is saying to NFFF, look, we might sponsor a category, because NFFF always sponsored one back in those days. So, sponsor one back, or just give a nice lump of money and say, put us down as a sponsor or something.
Who's running that now? Who's running?
Seafish. Marcus Coleman still, I think. Still. Yeah. Nikki's gone. Obviously,
Nikki's got those. She's got to Florigo.
Has she?
I think so.
Didn't know that. Oh, okay. And then Andy Gray's still there, but he's doing different things.
Andy Gray's still there. Andy Gray was ill, wasn't he?
I saw him at the awards. Yeah.
They were good. They were.
I was hard. Both, yeah.
I like Nikki.
I like Nikki. She didn't like me. That's like everyone, to be fair.
Did she not?
Well, no, I liked her. She was always a bit she was always a bit funny with me.
She's outspoken. Said what you thought.
Probably, yeah, probably. She probably thought, "Is that gobshite again?" Yeah. But no, look, I'm one of these people that I will say what I think, whether it's right or wrong, and you can challenge me. I haven't got an issue with that.
That's what you do this for, because if you agreed on everything, right, nobody would listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't feel like
I think it's comedy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, what bit? Go on.
Just don't.
Go on, say it.
No.
For fuck's sake, why are you here, man? What bit's comedy? Come on, what bit?
No, but it's not even comedy. Just because I like the way you don't give a shit about what you say, and
well, because everybody's allowed to
I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's like when Andrew Cook was on here as well. Yeah, you challenged him.
Yeah, but it's my job, isn't it?
No, I completely agree, and it was nice to have that. It was good to see that. You got every right to, and it's nice to see. But then we stopped hearing about what they're doing in FFF, and it's a way when you're doing it it's the most I've heard what's going on. Yeah, if it's true or false, I don't know what's going on. I'd like to know what's more going on, because obviously you're paying memberships and everything else, and it's gone a bit quiet on this. But then it's like with the VAT thing. Just give it, just let it go. It's not going to happen. No matter how many meetings and how many MPs you message and this and that, it's not going to. It just seems a lost cause. But it seems like the main cause. So at one point,
I don't think it's just NFFF here, actually, because I deal with a lot of these. When we do the podcast, obviously we've had Kate Nichols on, we've had Michael Kill on.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think everyone jumps to VAT, and I think it's because I think their members want it. I think that they know it will never happen. As an organisation, they know it will never happen. But I think because the members want it, they keep waving this carrot like it's going to happen.
Do you reckon that's actually what it is, or do you reckon they're actually thinking they could actually get something out of it?
I don't know. Well, it's never happened, has it? In my mind, VAT goes one way, especially under this government. And I'm sorry to say it.
It's going to go up as well, isn't it? That's what you're going to say.
That's my awful feeling. Because they're shaking the tree and not much is happening. And, so once that's done, they're going to move on to the next tree. And I think, look, my friend always calls me an idealist. He says that when I say, the government should do this and they should do that and they should stop being this and they should follow economic rules, and he's like, you're being an idealist. Like, and it's true. I think I am a bit of an idealist.
Okay,
Yeah. Like, he's like, I'm a realist. And if I put my realist hat on and think like him, I think we're going to see another raid on tax. And I think, and what they'll say is
VAT sector, our sector. Yeah, really? Do you think it's going to?
Well,
they're going to kill. They don't realise what it's doing at the moment, let alone if they do it any further.
I don't think any government realises anything, or at least they do realise, but they've got bigger problems, and that's the way they see it. Like, you know, and by the way, like, I'm not suggesting they do. I'm just saying, like, if it was me,
get that in there.
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's fucking true. Because I know people might think, like, mate, I've written a whole article on something before, and someone's messaged me and said, I agree. And then they say, I'm going to do that too. And they've told me the opposite thing I wrote about. So, like, it can happen. Like, so I want to be really clear. Like, but, you know, if it was me, if I was the government, you know what I'd do tomorrow? I would add VAT to all out-of-home food. Yeah?
All out-of-home food.
All
okay.
out-of-home food. Then see how it goes.
Not increase it, though. Just add it.
No need to increase it. If anything, add it to all out-of-home food and reduce it. And the only thing that stays at 20%, in my opinion, yeah, if they really want to do so fucking good with, like, not the economy, sorry, NHS and so on, VAT 25% on all sweets, all chocolate, all crisps, all cakes, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's not food. Yeah, food is chicken, steak, vegetables, fish. Yeah? That food should be VAT free.
So all the processed crap in the you're saying
basically,
that.
Yeah. And in my mind, so because how can we live in a world where, like, you know, well, in a country where fucking Skittles have no VAT on them because they're deemed as food. Like, come on, let's be honest.
No, you're completely right. I completely agree.
Yeah. Like, and me and Mark Pachu had this conversation a while ago, and he was like, yeah, you know, I don't want to demonize food. It's not fucking food. Food is, you know, like,
you mean nutritional value?
Yeah, it's got to have nutritional value. And not only are they not got any nutritional value, but they're fucking bad for you. Yeah. So for me, like, you know, if you're doing that, but then you leave normal food alone, then all of a sudden you've got a nice big gap there, which makes normal food look accessible. Yeah. But look, this government and the last government, they've got problems, but they don't always listen to the right people. And also they've got their own agenda. So, and like David Nicolau would tell you that it's a conspiracy because, you know, we have this conversation all the time, like Tin Hat Dave is what I call him. But like, and it's not taking the piss out of him because he's like, when we talk, like, I'm in a group with him, like, and he's out there, mate. Like, you know, 9 messages later, and it's like ping, ping, ping. I was like, oh, Dave, like, chill out, mate, it's bedtime. Like, but you know, he's a smart kid, like, well, smart guy, and he understands economics, and he'll say to you, like, this is all by design, like, and you know, and I do think sometimes, like, you know, how can you tax food, like? You need to eat food. You need sustenance. That's not a prerequisite. You know, sorry, it is a prerequisite. You know, so yeah. But look, I'm one guy with one opinion, and there's a million smarter people than me with bigger opinions. But I did read an economist recently said if you taxed cake at 25%, put VAT on that at 25%, the amount of money it would raise, and if that money went straight to NHS, it would be huge. Yeah, because he's saying because. In before World War II and after World War II for like 20 years, like people had cake maybe once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people probably have cake twice a week now.
Oh, at least,
yeah, like
absolutely.
You know, like so, yeah, like that is massively contributing to ill health. So you know what? Might as well tax it like cigarettes. There you go, Bob's your uncle. So yeah, back to your point. VAT, you're probably right. Let go of it, and also with everything else going on, wages going up, like. You know, all of this other stuff. We were writing about it for months, like, and then everyone's surprised when it happened. It happened, and we weren't even speculating because it was in the budget. It was in their manifestos, so it wasn't like we were speculating. And I remember saying to Andrew then, like, if we drop the VAT cause, what if we focus on these things? And he goes, yeah, but VAT needs to be dropped. And I was like, yes, maybe, but what about these other things that are going to hit us? And VAT stays the same. You know, and so I think a lot of people think like that. I don't understand VAT, but I do. I understand every technicality about it. But but that's why I also realise that they're never going to get rid of it. I just don't.
They're going to get rid of it. Of course they're not.
Yeah, you know,
of course they're not.
So
it's like a punishment, especially every quarter when that bill comes through. You're like, fuck.
half the people I know that moan about VAT fiddle half of it as well. So, yeah, sorry to say it.
No,
you know.
no. Yeah.
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 You know, our VAT calculator.
Yeah.
So right, let's go back a bit more.
I ain't done that one yet.
Oh, okay. Well, it just makes you sad.
I get to my accountant, I get my
sad.
bill, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
how the fuck am I paying so much VAT?
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, is this?
So years ago, I don't know if you remember. Maybe you do remember because I think maybe you mentioned it. But years ago, we did that poster that said
what
VAT was, and it basically said from every £10 of your fish and chip meal, £1.67 because we rounded it upwards, goes to HMRC or whatever tax. We said tax, I think, to make it easy. The amount of calls I got saying this guy's an idiot, what a thicko, he got it wrong.
20%.
And some,
because
they're doing it. They're doing it exclusive instead of inclusive.
Inclusive.
And I got loads, mate. I remember going to like a church, like for a Greek thing one day, like a wedding, and some super guy come up to me and goes, "Mate, you're thick." And I was like, I just laughed. I was like, and he was like, "Why are you laughing? Like, you are so thick, you've embarrassed yourself." And I was like, I was laughing. I didn't even respond. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to walk around with that shame. Like, I didn't even correct him. I was so like, it was almost like a friend of mine said once. He goes, sometimes when you're in a room with thick people, they think they're clever. Yeah. And it was one of those moments, I think, like, and not like I was trying to be clever, but I'd done the maths. Like, so yeah, the calculator, again, someone messaged me the other day and they were like, I think you got it wrong. And I was like, so what is that? 17 years later, 16 years later. And that conversation came up again. Right. No one called me thick this time. They were polite and they just said you got it wrong. But
do you respond to it?
No, I'll just say, then, like, I just laughed then, like, years ago. But like now, I'll just say, no, it's inclusive. I'll try to give an explanation. Like, and if they still think I'm thick, then that's fine. But I'll at least put like his, it is inclusive, not exclusive. Like, and I think trying to shame people gets you nowhere. Like, actually trying to explain. That's why we do these things. Mm-hmm. It's not because I'm trying to act clever. No, we're trying to help people. So if you shame them by response, it's like, what's the fucking point? That's rude. Like, no, I do genuinely try to help as many people as possible. Like, I think because, look, I came through this business. Like, my dad didn't teach me how to run a business. Like, we didn't get that far. Like, he taught me how to fry. Yeah, and he taught me how to.
It wasn't run like a business.
No, it wasn't. Like, he did the money. It was his job. At the end of the night, we took all the money to him, and he did whatever he did. Like, he taught me how to run a good shift, look after staff. Look after staff. So then, when I started the batter company, Ceres, what we became, like, that was an uphill struggle. Like, and I'm honest about it. I say
because you never knew how to run.
I never knew how to run a business. Like, I remember,
you could run people though.
Yeah. I think I'm good with people. I'm good with people. Like, I find some aspects of it challenging still, but I'm always trying to learn about managing. But I do think, like, I often say to people like this, you're successful now. And I was like, look, I said, like, year 1, we nearly went bankrupt 7 times. Year 2, we nearly went bankrupt 5 times. Year 3, we nearly went bankrupt 3 times. Year 4, and then so on. And then, year 8, we were like, oh yeah, this is good. And then you move forward. Like, and then now we're like building this, we're building a factory, we've got a warehouse. So everything moves, but it's not like a click your fingers. And I always say, like, have you ever seen that, there's like a diagram that shows what success really looks like. It's not an arrow that goes upwards. It squiggles all over the place. Like, that's right. And I think that's true. Like, so I do think, like, I remember having a meeting with my accountant and my dad because they did not want me to set up this. Like, they didn't want to do it. No, well, my dad definitely didn't because I was ruining his future. Yeah, because he'd already thought, well, man, I can retire at this age because Stell's going to do this. So I remember, like, sitting in with this accountant, mate. He was like, I still see him. He's all right. He's a nice guy. And like, he was like, barraging me with questions and questions, like really, like, questions I've not even thought of the answers, to be honest. And I just thought of, like,
did it make you want to do it more?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And if my dad's smart enough, he knew afterwards, actually, he'd made a mistake. Like, he knew pretty fast that was a mistake. Like, we didn't just go to the accountant on accident for that to happen. Like, and like, my dad always, my mum especially, my mum even a year ago said to me, what is it you do?
Did she really say that?
Because she's blocked it off in her brain. Like, and to be fair, obviously we've got the media side, we've got everything now. So, like, there's a lot going on. So, but no, I think that, like, Yeah, I don't know, mate. I think going back to your point though, like I think if we went to all that effort to build calculators only to shame people by private text, like I think it's a bit of a cuntish move. So, but genuinely, I say to people, if you've got an idea for a calculator, let us know. Like we'll try and build it if it works. And a few people have come up with some really good ones. Like they're at the bottom of the list only because they're harder. Like they're really hard to do. So. But I just think, like I've always said, like fish and chip shops need to work more like businesses. So I think this toolkit really gives them that. I really do think so. Like,
You'll be surprised how many people won't use it.
yeah, well, look, no, I won't be
That's what I mean.
surprised by that. What you know,
I'll be surprised because of
Yeah.
what it can give. You see,
yeah. So, but you know, American businesses, even fast food, the way they think, it's like everything's a formula. Everything's, you know, we've got to look at it. What's our energy to cost calculation? What's our this calculation? Our labor to turnover. They want to know everything. What's our waste going like? You know, and yet, and I don't know if it's because of the industry we're in, like fish and chips. So maybe it is that. And maybe it's because for a long time it was very cash heavy. We didn't, you know, you could make a mistake and it wouldn't hurt.
It's still it's outdated, isn't it? As
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
Even the process coming to EPOS systems and stuff as well. Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
I mean, look at this. Still, some people are still using them bloody old Samsung. What's it called?
Yeah.
And they are.
Mate, I was at a shop the other day and the guy had all this like food hub, Just Eats, all of this pinging off. And he's like a 50-year-old guy, right? And he's just standing there looking at them all and they're all pinging. He's like saying to the staff, like, tell me what to do. This is the owner of the shop. He's like, I don't know what to do. Like, these are all fucking pinging. He goes, I don't know what to do. Like, so I can see how people are a bit like disjointed as well because,
Massively.
you know, that guy.
It's not like it's like a burger place and stuff like that coming in now, right? Yeah, I know a few people that opened restaurants and their own franchise and stuff, and they're all, you know, they're younger than me, but the fish and chip shop still has that 50-year-old bloke, 50-year-old, not even 50, 60-year-old bloke as well.
Yeah.
My brother Nick's 9 years old, he's 52, and he fucking hates click and collect. He does it all though, yeah, and he runs his shop full of technology, but it's still like delivery. I don't use delivery service. I'll probably have to.
But there isn't like, so in my mind, the most efficient way of running that business, like the fish and chip shop, is the old-fashioned way, where all you did is have people queue up, order food, and leave. But this is also the modern world, and you've got to move with that.
Of course,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Mark Petrie has his own drivers, doesn't he?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we've done all the deliveries and stuff as well, and fish and chips doesn't travel. That's it. I don't believe fish and chips travels like anything. I don't believe it does. Like, okay, if they're going to you're relying on other people to deliver your products, and if you're not going to come to you on that, they're going to go somewhere else. I get that, but I just feel like I'm cheating some people sometimes.
Yeah,
about it.
But I do think that customers want everything delivered now, and that's the other thing.
Of course
So
they do.
maybe they're willing to sort of take it.
My son, right? Well, I didn't realise he ordered McDonald's for himself at the age of like 11, and he was laughing about it.
Got to eat. Man's got to eat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He found it hilarious. Like,
so yeah, and I think like chatting to one of my customers, he was on the podcast actually, Nick Hogan from George's Tradition.
Okay,
I don't know if you heard that podcast, but he was saying like his daughters, like they just go on the apps, they'll order pizza. Like, no one's thought about it. No one's externalized it and said, "Hey, anyone fancy pizza tonight?" They've just ordered it. Like, and I think they'll order extra, no doubt. But like, the friction's gone. It's not like, "Oh, mum, I want a pizza." Now everyone's got apps. Like, you know, like
I'm just gonna order it.
Yeah.
What are we eating tonight? I've already ordered pizza. Oh, what are you eating then? Like,
I can eat proper food. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think we've come to the end. I think we've touched on plenty. Have we missed anything?
I think so. You tell me.
No. Anything else you want to bring up? I don't know, mate.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just. I mean, the same as the social media stuff that we've all gone through. Which is,
it'd be good to touch base on that in like a year or two as well to see how that's like panned out.
Hopefully, it's still. It might be see what happens. I've always said if it's that much of a ball out, because it is sometimes. I mean, some of the deals I've had to do, and then people are undercutting this and that. It's ruthless. People, honestly,
yeah. Well, as long as those
people would sell their own mother sometimes. Seriously,
promoters are promoters. Yeah,
it's like they sold their soul sometimes. It feels like they're dancing with the devil sometimes. Genuinely, it's absolutely.
And you know that's not changed. You know, like I'm watching. Have you ever watched Mad Men?
No, I don't think I watched.
It's a really good series about 1960s marketers.
Okay.
Yeah, and it starts with like they're doing advertising for like cigarettes and stuff like that. Like, but it grows and it shows when TV first come out and people are doing promotions for TV.
On the TV.
Like, yeah,
okay.
And nothing's changed. Like the promoters are, no, my client's worth more, and it's just one when you said like about Destiny, like what you don't want is her people saying, "Oh well, come on, you need to do better than this," and stuff them. And what you don't want is them putting a
No,
wedge.
you know what? We've had this conversation. I met the. I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about this quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
But, we had a meeting with a guy, and he's bloody hell, he's got his connections, he's got his contacts, he's got this, and he's telling me about who he's worked with, and I don't even know how Dua Lipa. I don't know who fucking Dua Lipa is. Who is she? She's okay, great,
Singer.
fantastic. It's good. It's good for what you've done. It's your business stuff as well. But I think it's come to it that what I think they've realised is it's about the shop as well.
Yeah.
It is, and it turned around and said, "Oh, we've had another chip shop get involved, and they want to use her." I was like, "All right, do what you got to do. It's fine." But then the plan in place now is she's Destiny will go, Des will go, and she needs to go. She does.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
needs to,
That's
she
not
will.
a shock. Yeah.
Of course, it's not. She's 20 years old. She's going to work in the shop. She works in a restaurant. My sister, right? And she's great, and she's good fun, and she's good with customers. She's good with stuff. And this thing, we don't know how far it would take her.
Yeah.
Hopefully, she won't change off it. We won't let her change off it. And her family's strong anyway. It will keep her grounded, and she's not an idiot. But it's like, what's next step? And now it's sort of like, well, if we want to use a shop, how much are you going to charge a fee? I'm like, what are you on about? What do you mean use the shop? How much you want to charge a fee? Oh, you can get X amount for a day rate, and we can do this. I'm like, this is a different business. This is completely different.
Yeah.
This is.
Oh, they've got money, as in the Revlon and all these people. They've got money. They're not afraid to use it.
No, they're not with budgeting stuff as well.
They get told off for not spending enough. That's
the budget. That's what they do. Again, we had loads before Christmas. They're like, well, I'll come after you when our budget increases. Like, okay. I mean, Pepsi Max, yeah. What name a chip shop that's got a contract with Pepsi Max? None. But it's not about chip. It's about a branding as well, which we want to create. Which
I have come to respect Pepsi Max as I've grown older. Did you know why it's called Max?
No,
because it's got more caffeine in it.
okay.
Yeah, I did not know that, and I was like, yeah, but it's got a lot more caffeine than Coke.
So I should be saying, yeah, I drink Pepsi every day. I love it. It's great. Yeah, try the new lemon lime mango flavour. It's really, really nice. I don't really know.
They do a cherry one, which is all right.
I'm meant to be promoting it, but
no,
again, it's like the Coca-Cola thing. We had to be careful with Coca-Cola because of what's going on, but like politically, because it's frowned upon, isn't it? With what's going on in Palestine.
Oh, is it? Okay.
They all boycotted it all. They've all again. Some of the comments, I'm like, what are you on about? Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It
makes me laugh how people are actually, because I think it's all a business opportunity. All it is, it's someone else who's got another soft drink that wants to push it, and then they say, oh yeah, you should boycott that. The fact is, in World War II, people don't realise that Coca-Cola carried on serving both sides, because they had factories in both sides, So, no one really realised it. Fanta, is actually a German drink, and it was called Fantasia.
Okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't orange, it was plum, because they couldn't get oranges during the war, so it was plum. So a lot of people like to say, oh yeah, take a side. Oh, it's boring. And there was another thing I saw recently, and it was because of Elon Musk being so connected to Trump, and a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to boycott Starlink, and I'm going to boycott my Tesla and sell my Tesla. I'm like, get a grip. If you've got a Tesla, well done to you, mate, but don't be selling it and losing value on it, because
people are amazing.
I just think these sort of campaigns. I knew someone a few years ago. They'd be like, I'd never drink Coke. We go out for dinner. I'll have a Coke. How does that work? Either you're not or you are. I just think this is all virtue signalling. That's in my opinion. So
I don't get it. I never knew there was a problem about Coca-Cola in a war in the. Okay.
Well, McDonald's got some shit for it as well, because
they did, didn't they?
Because McDonald's, the Israeli McDonald's franchisee, gave 3 bottles of water to army people.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, boycott them. Well, what about the McDonald's that are in Middle East?
Exactly. I had people messaging me on this, by the way, social media about it, or when we can I have a kind of when Mitchell would carry Coca-Cola. You shouldn't be doing that because of this. I was like, oh, fuck off. I don't really know what's going on. But that's what exactly. So it gives. Again, so it's
sad twats with no life.
Yeah, but it is exactly. But it's what we've got to put with. We've got to carry it on.
Yeah,
it's a good foundation, and we need to use it. We need to use it differently. It needs. It's what he said before. You're going to get introduced. I'm going to do it, and people are going to go, "Oh my god, who's that twat?" Or who are you or never else, yeah? Because you
can't
will. Oh man, I'm going to get slated.
It's all right.
I'm,
No, it's all right. What, look,
I'm going to get. I will.
you know what I get
I
sometimes?
said to my wife, "Go on, do a video." She's like, "I'm not doing it for the comments."
Should I say one of the things that happens a lot, like with the podcast, is that I get a lot of people that want to criticise. That's fine. I ain't got a problem with that. But when I say to them, "Would you like to come on?" They'll say no because I don't want to be criticised.
Well,
So you know,
you want. No, it's not. I know. I don't give a shit. Comments. Somebody's going to comment on me who lives in Azerbaijan and say who's that or whatever else, or somebody. I don't. Whatever. It's fine. But you should. You should just. I don't know. You should do something like that as well.
What?
I don't know. Go on TikTok, go on it. We'll get you on ours. We'll put you in a blonde wig. You can serve fish and chips.
I'd rather just be as I am.
Really had it, Mel. Be good. No, we need to use it properly. Again, if it can be used properly, right?
Yeah.
And then why not? I spoke to the gentleman from Cod Scallops.
Oh, John.
Good
guy.
I need to give him a call back actually about the Cornwall, the fishing in Cornwall.
Yeah.
We need to get on that as well. He seems like a well educated. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. Yeah. I like him. And again, another person that's not afraid to.
Brilliant, fantastic. But again, I think I need to be pushed for something like this because sometimes I'm a little bit laid back with stuff as well. Sometimes, so like, if this platform can create something else and educate an extra how many million people we get in touch with on there, and be like, right, this is our problem with fish and chips, or this is our problem with the hospitality industry. This is what's going on. Yeah. It ain't all just like ripping you off. We're actually struggling and we need to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Just
a little bit of ripping off.
You know what people off.
Oh, that's why I get into trouble because I say
I don't know. To you, that I've heard.
Nah.
Yeah, your battery price are going up.
Again, tomorrow.
Surprise.
No, I like to make jokes, but no, you're doing the right thing and you're on the right track. You don't need me to tell you that. So, but on that note, we'll leave it there and have a good day.
Nice talking to you again.
Talk to you later, man.
We'll do it soon.
That's a wrap on today's episode with Anthony. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What stood out to you? Join the Ceres podcast discussion group on Facebook and let's keep the conversation going. And if you haven't already, join our WhatsApp announcements group or subscribe to our mailing list for insider insights, special discounts and must-know industry updates. They're free and they keep you ahead of the game. At Ceres, we're all about supporting your business, whether it's top quality products or valuable insights. If there's something on your mind, reach out and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening and we'll catch you in the next episode.